Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Tuesday, October 18th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect clear skies with a high of 72. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of OTB Mailbag, so get your questions into the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, and we'll answer them at 8:15. Also, Nick Underhill joins the show at 9 a.m. to talk Saints. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome in OTB. That's right, baby. Fall time is here. We're rocking and rolling. Hoodies all around. Could not wait to get back into the jumpsuit. That's right. Got the all cream on, baby. You already know. I've been staring at these things for the last 8 months, waiting for it to roll back around. And here we finally have arrived. So welcome in. Hope you're enjoying your morning today. I hope you're going to enjoy today's show, as well as, mine with a little Monday Night Football talk. Jake's Chargers back in action last night. I got to watch the first half of the Florida game. I didn't get a chance to break down the second half yet, but I mean, I have some quick thoughts there to kind of put a final bow on Tigers Gators. Maybe a little SEC West convo. Got some NOLA bros in here. AP Top 25. Mailbag coming up. Some playoff talk, huh? Something we haven't really done on this show yet, but 7 weeks in, it's probably about time to take a look at what could happen. We'll do that in hour number 3. And then the NBA back tonight. More importantly, the Pelicans back tomorrow night. So we'll start to break that down as well. If you want to come hang out with us, youtube.com/1045ESPN. It's a great area to do so. You get the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, come talk, hang out, whatever, comment, leave mailbag questions. And as always, let's have ourselves a day, folks. You're on your way to school, work, whatever. Let's approach it positively. Focus on the task at hand. And let's try to win the day. And sometimes you're going to have a day like last night's Monday Night Football game, in which, you got to find a way to get it done in the end. Monday Night Football last night doing their best Thursday night football impression as we were treated yet to another awful primetime game. But in the end, Jake, your Bush League Bolts, dude, finding a way.
Yeah.
A hurt D-Hop.
Yep.
Very rarely do you see the hurt kicker shooting it up, toughing through it, and a hurt D-Hop getting it done. 4 field goals on the night, including the game winner in overtime. And the Chargers moved to 4-2, okay? Sending the Broncos down to 2-4. How are we feeling?
First place tie in the AFC West. Los Angeles Chargers, and yeah, it was an ugly game. There's no question about it. Thank goodness Russell Wilson was the quarterback on the other end. He ain't cooking nothing. He is nuking microwave dinners at this point. It is not pretty, but I'm not sad about it. So, yeah, it was ugly. There was a lot of things, certainly offensively, that didn't look great for the Chargers. Defensively, I don't know if they played well or they just played against the Broncos, but they kind of did what they needed to do.
Khalil Mack has 6 sacks now.
Yeah,
I read that.
He still got some juice to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like second in the NFL right now.
And that's without Joey Bosa.
Yeah, there you
on
go.
the other end.
Shout out Khalil.
But the game-winning play obviously was the muff punt. I cannot tell you how many times I've sat in a special teams meeting and the special teams coordinator is always like, look, if they're dumb enough and one of their guys one of their gunners gets right there, you press him into the returner. I'm like, that ain't never going to happen because – if you put their guy into the lap of the returner and it bounces off the returner, it is not a penalty. There's nothing that they can do. And so the guy for the Broncos, and we'll break down the tape in a little bit because I think there was either the punt before or 2 punts before. That guy, the corner there for the Broncos trying to shut down the gunner, they were just yapping after the play. And that felt like that was something where he was trying to get him back, and it cost his team the game.
Damn. Well, it cost him the game. Fumble ends up setting up a field goal in a game where nobody can move the ball. That overtime was just awful. So the bottom line is, though, the Chargers are still playoff and maybe even championship relevant. They obviously got injury problems they got to figure out, but then moving to 4-2 is them doing exactly what they need to do. You can't be upset with an NFL win ever. The other story is the Broncos, who are done. And if you are waking up as a Broncos fan, I mean, I know it doesn't feel great as a Saints fan, but you're not really overcommitted anywhere, right? Like, the Saints are not too far off from being able to hit the reset button. I guess you don't have a first-round pick this year, which is not ideal given that you gave it to the undefeated Eagles. But that's whatever. We can get into that a bit later. But at least you didn't give up 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 3 players, and a 5-year, $245 million contract for Russell Wilson. By the way, did we? I had forgotten about that. It was 2 firsts and 2 seconds, because like when I was thinking about the deal a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, man, why did you go ahead and pay him before he ever played? Well, the reason is because as soon as you traded those picks, you had to get multiple years out of him. Yeah. Like, it didn't matter. So it literally, he could have gone out there and been awful in OTAs, and it wouldn't have mattered. Just to try to prove yourself right, you were going to give him that deal no matter what. So the Broncos look horrible. Russell Wilson looks broken. It's going to be a bad feeling when you know how much you committed to him. And
I wonder what he looked like in OTAs, though.
He probably looked good. I mean, right, for them to give him that deal, I still got to imagine he looked good.
I mean, I guess you would think so, but I mean, there's real frustration from the receivers. You got Jerry Jeudy over there talking to Melvin Gordon, and anytime like the hands are going out and you're like quickly shooting them out, and he's just sitting there going back and forth, like, those receivers are not happy. That's a first-round receiver. You have Sutton, who's a really good receiver. You have weapons.
Yeah, it's and then Melvin Gordon's I think mentally kind of broken. They were talking about how his confidence is kind of shot. The only thing I care about, I don't want to go too deep on Denver here. It sucks to be a Bronco fan today. The only thing I care about, I'm talking to you, NFL. I don't care how much money Walmart gave you. Okay, I know they bought the team. I know you just welcomed in essentially another American oligarch into the NFL owner circle. Stop putting them on primetime. It has.
I think they have 3 more.
I know it has to, but I'm saying break your own rules. Do an early flex. Please, for the love of God, stop putting the Denver Broncos on primetime. And I know you're doing it just to please the Waltons and everybody else, but at a certain point, you have to start to take care of your fans and the national product. And the Broncos are like, when you don't have a rooting interest in the game, I don't know that you can find a less fun team to watch in the entirety of the NFL right now than the Denver Broncos. Who would be worse? I know there's probably 1 or 2. I mean, the Browns are still no fun to watch, I suppose.
Texans aren't the most explosive team.
But hey, at least the Texans fired Jack Easterby. They finally maybe have gotten the charlatan, the former team chaplain who became president, out of there.
Panthers might be in that category.
Yeah. I can't believe Saints lost to the Panthers. That's inexcusable.
It might be the Panthers.
Okay, but you know what?
Commanders.
The Panthers, the Commies, and all these other teams don't have 7 primetime games. Stop doing that, NFL.
That actually is incredibly fair.
Stop doing that, because that's the grouping. Even if they're not the worst in the NFL, that is the grouping that the Denver Broncos belong to. Dude, this man, Russell Wilson, last night started 10 of 10. In fact, he started 9 of 9 to 9 different receivers, which has never been done.
I mean, he was checked down Charlie, but yeah.
I know, but never been done in NFL history before, right? They, in the second half, the Broncos, had minus 9 net yards passing. Negative 9 yards passing in the second half. They have scored 16 or less in 5 of the 16 games. It's just got to be a really bad feeling. And Nathaniel Hackett is,
he just looks
can't hack it.
Lost. Now, the Chargers were getting some good pressure and weren't really giving him time, but he looks lost. Like, it's not a situation where he's ready to throw, the receivers are running the wrong route. Like, it all falls on the quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know what it is, man. I've never seen a fall off this drastic, right? I mean, even Andy, like we said, Andy Dalton did not look good in Dallas, but even Andy Dalton has proven he's still got some stuff left in the tank. He can still be a competent NFL quarterback. That's the wildest thing about Russ. It's not even that he's just achieving competency. You paid him like he would still be top 10 good, maybe even top 5 good, and he's not even achieving top 20 good right now, which is, well, like I said, an awful feeling. Almost as awful as reading the Saints injury report, where now Andy Dalton's been added that as well with a back injury. So whatever. I mean, what is life anymore? Also, the Cardinals got Robbie Anderson out of nowhere. After Robbie Anderson got kicked out of the game by his coach on Sunday, traded on Monday, and now will play, I guess, on Thursday.
Probably.
And D-Hop's coming back. So that's great. It's really fun. NFL remains excellent. You know what I'm excited for this weekend? Beating some Ole Miss ass. How about that, dude? That's all I care about going down this weekend. Although, if these Saints could start Thursday night off on a high note, that would be great. In fact, boys, we're doing that Snaps live from the walk-ons on Burbank Thursday night, 5 to 7. So if anybody out there listening wants to come to hang, me, Aaron Murray, watch the little Snaps. We're giving away some prizes. And then watch the Saints game. We'll be at walk-ons on Burbank. So
we all know
come
that
on out.
Everyone's going to be watching the Kindergarten Longhorns.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we know that. But
no, the
they'll get the
undefeated
snaps
battle was
afterwards.
last week, right?
It doesn't matter. Hey, the only team that's ever gone undefeated and won the Super Bowl is the 72 Dolphins.
Yeah.
Okay? It's been done more the other way than that way. Okay? You can't let a little loss.
I see what you're saying.
Come on now.
No,
Can't
but I'm
let a
saying,
little loss.
I'm saying to the general observer, though.
I think we're playing another undefeated team.
Okay, that's what I was saying. To the general observer, I need a good matchup. I don't really have a dog in the fight necessarily.
You know.
Yeah. Skip's coming to Snaps and just go to Traction and watch Jake's Little League football team. I think that'll definitely be.
You want to see some good offense?
Are you playing quarterback?
No. That was one and done. That was, backup comes in, does what he has to do, then you get out.
Shout out
the starter
to
do his job.
Former Saint D. Hopkins, get it done. Chargers win. I knew you'd be excited about that. All right, coming up next, let's dive into a little. Let's put a bow on LSU Florida. Like I said, kind of rewatched that film. Learned a couple of things, couple shout outs to give. We'll get to it next here on OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to Donsel Glass and Body, dgbauto.com. DGB Auto. Freaking pinky, man. Still so broken. Go to dgbauto.com today for all of your car needs, man. Your one-stop car shop. Remember, they are looking for an experienced collision repair tech. If you want to make great money, full bennies, all of that, get in touch with Kenny Frederick today over there at Donaldson Glass and Body. But look, if you're not a collision repair tech and you just need any glass repair, any mechanical repair, 24/7 towing, the answer's right over there in Deville. It's Donaldson Glass and Body. Go to dgbauto.com today.
Yeah, once you go to the website, you will see that they can do anything that needs to be done to your vehicle. And if it's new tires, tire rotation, glass repair, replacement, oil change, whatever it is, they can handle it. They've been doing it since 1977. So whatever you've got going on with your vehicle, know they're going to be transparent in the entire process. They're not going to try and trick you with a gigantic bill at the end either. That's DonsvilleGlassandBody.com and always DGBAuto.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, Spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jdacody.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ITI's got all these programs. Once I started and learned everything about the school, it was worth it.
The challenges that ITI presented me with, it allowed me to build myself up.
All because of ITI, I actually was able to get a job within 3 months before graduation in my field.
Get the hands-on training you need for the job you've always wanted. With so many companies hiring right now, it's the perfect time to come to ITI Technical College.
Me, Jimmy out and Mike Delicano for the Tuesday edition of Game Time presented by Bet Rivers. We're at Dozy Place on Government Street in the heart of Mid-City. Game Time presented by Bet Rivers, 6 to 8 p.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's the MIBs. Here come the MIBs. Here come the men in black. The good guys dress in black, remember that, just in case we ever face to face and make contact. The title held by me, MIB, means what you think you saw, you did not see. So don't blink, be what was dead is now gone. Black suit with the black Ray-Bans on, walk in shadow, move in silence, guard against extraterrestrial violence. But yo, we ain't on no government.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob, the 2022 LAB Prestige Award winner for Best Sports Radio Show. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Team of Jake, Mara, Danny hanging out with you today. Let's go ahead and put a bow on this Florida game. A great game it was. It's always nice to go watch film in which you really dominated the game and or you know, had a lot of good things to break down. One thing that I thought was kind of funny, shout out a little bit of piece of news here. Will Campbell named SEC O-Lineman of the Week yesterday, and it's wild because like the first play of the game, or maybe it's like the first or second for LSU offensively, he actually gives up a sack on that first drive, and then actually, Mark, can you bring that clip that I had you break down from yesterday and Brian Kelly? Can you find that talking about the freshman O lineman? Because Campbell gave up that initial sack and then was dominant thereafter. It was a rough day for Emory Jones overall, but in a way, it was a rough day. He's still your best right tackle, though, so it's not like anything's going to happen there. But in a way, I kind of like what I saw, because to get beat like he did a couple of times and be able to one-snap it clear and keep grinding and keep playing well speaks to a mental toughness that Brian Kelly actually talked about after the game.
It's really unusual. Go look at rosters around the SEC and find two true freshmen playing. I don't know. I haven't researched it, but I think it's just unusual. They're physically gifted, but they're mentally strong to handle the rigors of play in and play out going against mature, physical pass rushers in the SEC. Unheard of. I've been doing this a long time. To have two true freshmen do that and not crack. They don't crack. I mean, they come back to the sideline and they sit down, they take Brad's coaching, and they're ready to move on to the next play. It's quite unusual.
That's the piece to me, Jake, the not cracking. Because it's real easy to kind of get in your head if things are going bad and you give up a couple negative plays and all of a sudden you really can't get up off the mat. And that has not been the case with these freshman tackles, and it is incredibly rare. The other thing that jumped off the film to me, just how bad the first 5 minutes of that game were in terms of it really reinforced when that original 3rd and 8 you had felt awful. Yeah, the Florida big kick return, the easy touchdown. They should have sacked you on first down. They didn't. Second down, I think they ended up getting a TFL. And then all of a sudden you're sitting here 3rd and 8, Swamp's going crazy. And that's when the O-line showed up with some incredible pass protection. Gave Jaden Daniels about 5 to 6 seconds. Kayshawn, late breaking, finds a way to get open. And that kind of set the tone for later in the game. Even though maybe even a crazier play that I forgot about took place on 3rd and 15 on that first touchdown drive where Jaden Daniels threw into an invisible window. Like there was no room there, and he somehow fit one in between two guys to Kayshawn. Great catch by Booty. That's what set up the 4th and 1, which you then got, and the rest was kind of history from then on out. So I emerged very impressed with the resilience, but mostly it just confirmed everything I thought about Jaden Daniels leaving that game live. He was fantastic. He was accurate, good, quick decision-making. When he had to use his legs, he was deadly effective. If Jaden Daniels plays like that, LSU is going to be a tough out for anybody on this schedule.
They are, and there was a couple of things that they did that I really liked as far as like tendency breakers. And Danny, I sent you another video. Could you pull that one up, please? Because this is the actual first play of the second half. And LSU is an inside zone team. And Danny, you can go ahead and play it and then stop it once it gets to the end zone copy. So they've been an inside zone team. Like they ran 35 times in Gainesville, and inside zone was 19 of those. So that's who they are.
Yeah.
Outside zone 2, a little man scheme 5 different times, 3 different draws. But this is a counter run. And if you'll remember, last year, this is what LSU gashed Florida with. And a lot of these guys are the same guys on the Florida side. But as we get into the end zone copy, you can go ahead and stop it right there. All right. Play it until the tight end comes right here to the hip of Will Campbell, Danny. All right, so stop it right here. All right, so on this look, you're an inside zone team, right, T? All right, so you're thinking if you're Florida that Mason Taylor is going to come back across the formation, and he's going to kick out the edge defender. Josh Williams is going to come across Jaden Daniels here, get the ball, and it's going to turn into inside zone.
Yeah.
That's what you're expecting, okay?
Combo.
So it's a nice tendency breaker because that's just who they've been. But you come out in the second half, you break tendency. Now it's not blocked up perfect, and in fact, Florida has one more defender than you can block. So as we let this play out, you'll see a puller and Mason Taylor right there. Stop, Danny. All right. So you've got just a counter run. Anthony Bradford kind of in no man's land because he has 2 defenders, right? You'd like to see him go ahead and take care of the first level, leave the second level for either the running back or the action itself will take this linebacker all the way over the top. And then a counter run, you're supposed to aim for the B gap. It's the same side counter, by the way, which I absolutely love. Again, takes away a tendency because you're not assuming he's going to be a same side counter. Same side counter means you don't come across the formation. You just shuffle and allow the pullers to get out in front of you. So you'd like Bradford to wall that off, but he is kind of stuck in no man's land with 2 defenders there because they do have one more than you have, and you don't have the numbers there. But it's just a great effort by Williams here because Bradford gets just enough on the defensive lineman. The linebacker does take himself out of the play, and they weren't ready for this because you only ran counter twice in the game. They certainly weren't going to assume you were going to run it first play out of the half and it looked like some of the inside zone runs that you've been running. And so you make it look like something that you do a lot of, and no pun intended, you counterpunch them with a play like this. So, Danny, you can go ahead and let it play. Look, you break one tackle, nobody's there because of over pursuit, and then this is just incredible effort by Williams to break 3 different tackles. It's a 50-yard gain on the first play of the second half, right? And so that is hey, we've been this, but we're going to counter with this, even though it looks like the inside zone that we've run a ton of. And again, like, they have one more than you can block, right? But you still have a great individual effort by Williams. The linebacker over pursues, and you have a 50-yard gainer.
Yeah, and as far as Bradford goes, his struggles right now are when he does get into kind of space like that sometimes. Like, if you try to just one-on-one, like if he gets just like a solid head-up combo block, he is dominant. Sometimes he was getting run around a little bit this game, but what a play there by Josh Williams. I mean, they did some there was I thought that the play design on the shovel pass was pretty interesting. It was the first down on LSU's second drive, which of course, like all the drives, ended up in a touchdown, where they did give that zone look, that inside zone look, where the tight end comes across formation to block the backside end. Only he then avoids the backside end. Jaden rolls out with him, and that's when he gives him the little shovel for the first down. So some really good things shown offensively out of this game. Josh Williams, I thought, shined on tape. I thought John Emery shined on tape as well. He is getting better and better as the season goes on and as he gets back to playing football. He almost broke about a 35-yard touchdown on that second drive. He had the hurdle. He's improving week to week right now. Defensively, let me see who stood out the most defensively. Well, Harold Perkins, obviously, when we would go one-on-one with Richardson, was solid. Mekhi Wingo continues to just play really well on the interior defensive line. But one guy that's getting a lot of reps, and it's funny because he started to flash against New Mexico, and this is a sign of why these games matter. Savion Jones is starting to play a lot at defensive end. And right now, when you look at Ollie Gay, like B.J. Ojulari, yes, you want him on the field as much as possible. But when you look at Ollie Gay, although he did have a nice stop on the goal line this game, he has been relatively invisible for a lot of this season, right? And Savion Jones has not when he's been given those opportunities. So you're seeing Jones get more and more opportunities. And in this game, he made the most of them. He had a really nice game, I thought.
He's been somebody that has been a rotational piece, but this was the first game, like you said, T, that he kind of looked like he was the starter.
Yeah.
He looks like he has taken a hold of that position, and we've known him for a while, obviously a highly recruited guy at St. James, and he's somebody that has earned the right to get more playing time. And BJ's been great on the other side, and Ali Gay, like you said, like right now they're looking for more from him, and so they're not waiting around. Savion Jones is getting those reps, and these young guys on this defense are just demanding more playing time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's multiple young players that are demanding more play time. Harold Perkins is a guy that we've talked a lot about as well. Like, there was times in the field, like, he looked like the best athlete on the field. There's not a defense where Harold Perkins is not involved for the rest of the year if I'm LSU. Right?
Well, yeah. And it looks like you figured out your if you are in a 3 linebacker set, it's Baskerville in the middle, Perkins at Sam. Why am I blanking on the will
Penn?
right now? Thank you. Yes, and then Greg Penn at the will. That seems to be their main 3. Now, I think they'll still work in guys and try to rotate around the edges to give guys breaks. But that is, if they have a traditional 3 linebacker look, that is what they like.
Yeah, and that is a conversation we haven't really had yet. Mike Jones has kind of fallen out of that rotation. Somebody that's a team captain for this team, somebody that was at SEC Media Days, but he has definitely fallen out of the rotation.
That's the great irony of this team in a lot of ways, Jake, is that a lot of the suppositions that you made about who were going to be your leaders, I mean, who all went to SEC Media Day?
It was Jack Besh, it was Mike Jones, and it was B.J. Ojulari.
Okay, and then who were named permanent team captains?
Mike Jones, Ali Gay, and B.J. Ojulari.
BJ is the only one of those that kind of remains relevant to the team right now. And I know that is harsh to say, but that is where you are at.
Was the and B.J. Ojulari, highest graded defender from the game against Florida.
And I feel for the players going through that, because I've gone through that, where maybe you're bad with playing time. Your playing time can be variable as the season's going through it. It's very tough to deal with internally, but ultimately the coaches have to make the decisions that they think are best for the team. And that is one thing that I like about this coaching staff, is they've done a pretty good job this year of avoiding the sunken cost fallacy, right? Like it started really in a lot of ways with the Dellinger at center thing, where instead of being like, we rep this all camp, we have to make it work, after 1 week, they were like, you know what? No, it's not going to work. Let's try something new. And so then they tried something new with Savion Jones, and they tried something new with those linebackers. And so they eventually figured out the groupings that they wanted, and they weren't beholden to keeping guys in there just because they were named captain or went to SEC Media Day, and that's tough to do.
And I'll kind of give you a play breakdown of the defensive play snaps. Like, B.J. Ojulari played 60 snaps, okay? Greg Brooks, 60. Joe Fouché, 60. Mekhi Wingo, 58. Baskerville played 57 snaps. Mekhi Gardner, who's continued to be fantastic, he played 56 snaps. Jaquelin Roy played 52. Greg Penn played 48. Jay Ward only played 39, and we can get into some of that. Obviously, that penalty didn't help his case. Now, Ali Gay played 33 snaps. Savion Jones played 16, even though it felt like he played way more.
So he flashes. He shows
That's
up
what I was
every
about to
time
say.
he's
He
on the
shows
field.
up when he's on the field, because it felt like he played 60 plays, and he only played 16. Harold Perkins played 28 plays. I'd like to see that number continue to go up. Mike Jones Jr. only played 5 defensive snaps in this game. Sage Ryan, his count went down to only 14 as well. It had been somewhere, kind of like 65-70% of the snaps, and so his has gone down as well. But Savion Jones, 16 snaps. It felt like he played a lot more. Felt like Harold Perkins played a lot more. I'm surprised to see he only played 28 snaps.
Yeah. I still think I don't know. I don't know if I love Harold as like just a full-on Sam 24/7. I think I liked him when. We'll see. Well, let's see what they have still.
This will be a 3-linebacker game.
Yeah, let's see what they got left to get creative with him. I would think so, with the way that Ole Miss runs the ball.
They ran the ball
this game
69 times. Last game.
Yeah, I'm interested to dive into the Ole Miss the Ole Miss film today.
Ole Miss fan?
Yeah.
Mincy will be here on Friday.
Dive inside of Mintz and then rip out from inside of him. Just like
the
submerged.
Rhino and Ace Ventura.
No. I'm gonna burst out of his belly like the little alien, like the what do they call it?
Spaceballs?
No, yes, actually, that was my first experience before I ever saw Alien. I saw Spaceballs, and when he, hello, my darling, hello, my baby,
That scene terrified me.
Me too. In Spaceballs, you talking about or Alien? Yes, I know. Me too, Danny. I am right there. I am right there with you. And doesn't he order the special? Something, and he's like, "Oh, we'll get it to go." And then you end up doing Did you ever end up doing this thing, Danny? If you're listening on the radio, I've taken one arm out of my sleeve, right? Oh, but it looks like no. And then you go like this, Jake. You ever do this? It's like the belly buster. Look at that, dude. God. This is awful for radio. Okay, when we get back here on OTB. Okay, final thoughts on the Florida game?
Not really. I just final cap here is offense made gigantic strides.
Gigantic.
I thought the defense played well, and the special teams continues to struggle.
Yeah, defense played well enough, for sure. Maybe I think you're gonna have to play better against Ole Miss, probably. The only thing I worry about offensively is it was so.
But real quick, that rushing attack that Florida has, those running backs are really, really solid.
Also, I should point out that one of my main takeaways from this game was how good Florida's offensive line is. Like that is a very good offensive line that Florida is bringing to bear. There was not overhyped there. I do worry a bit about how replicable this is for the offense because some of the things were so long on.
Right,
like
but
the third down success was
okay. I understand
exorbitant.
But did we not go back to the Tennessee tape and show plays to be made? They just had to be made.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
so there's not even there's evidence that we can go back and say, okay, well, this was the same play that you made in the swamp that you didn't make a couple of weeks ago against Tennessee. I mean, multiple times. And we broke it down yesterday. Hey, clean pocket, stay in that pocket, even take a shot, and then just trust your receivers. That's the first time that they've done that. Like the video of the Florida sideline after Brian Thomas made one of the catches that they ruled incomplete after review, which I still don't understand.
Crazy.
Like, their face says it all. Like, oh, man, you've got difference makers out there. Like, we don't have a guy that can do that. That looked like the face of a sideline that hadn't seen that in a long time. This is the first time that you've trusted your receivers. So it's not even like you have to be something out of the ordinary. You just have to trust the guys that are out there that can make the plays for you.
As LSU prepares to play Ole Miss this week, and let's next segment take a look at the SEC West and where it stands currently. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to centralplumbing.org. 925-8552 is the number, and the Payne family's been at this thing for about 50 years. But as I always like to joke, it's a painless process dealing with Central Plumbing. Everybody's lights about insured. They got the flat rate pricing. They got great warranty once the work is done. And it doesn't matter what the problem is. You got an old house, new house, whatever. Okay, when you've done things for half of a century, y'all, you've seen it all and you can fix it all. And if you have like an office building or a business and you need your plumbing needs met, they will have the fleet paperwork personnel to make that happen. So go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
Yeah, once you go to the website, you will see that obviously they can help you not only in emergencies, but if you're looking to upgrade. If you want to remodel your restroom, your bathroom, whatever you've got going on, your home or your business, they can certainly do that for you. And like I tell you, every single day, if you want to go tankless with a tankless hot water heater, they've got you covered there as well. Centralplumbing.org.
Professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studios podcast for the people. Download or subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in-store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience. Shopper style.
Oh, yeah! Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time.
For a Tuesday edition of Hunt and Hill, short week for the Saints. Sharif Ishak joins us to preview the Cardinals in a fall baseball update. Hunt and Hill, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
You look like an angel, walk like an angel, talk like an angel, but I got wise. You're the devil in disguise, oh yes you are, devil in disguise.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What a weird season it has been, Jake. Right now, if you look at the what are you doing on DraftKings over there? What's going on over here? What are we working on? Just some more sweet like $900 winning parlays that you're not going to share with the boys? What's going on over
I've
here?
tried to share with you, T-Bob. You're not.
What's going on over here?
You don't have the attention
But I'm
to
right
detail.
here, though. But I'm right here right now.
All right. Well,
so
then
I will just copy you and follow you down this road.
Well, the system is engaged. I mean, you have European soccer going on right now that is right at the window, just past the window, 78 minute. You're in the 82nd minute. You might can hop on some.
Where were you 5 minutes ago? But see, this is the type of
I
fun
was
stuff
breaking
you can
down LSU.
This is the type of fun stuff you can do with the DraftKings Sportsbook app. You too can live bet European soccer at 7:41 a.m. in hopes of hitting a long odds parlay. For
It's not 7:41 a.m. there.
No,
so you know.
But here, I don't think we have too many listeners over across the pond.
I don't know. I think you're selling the short.
All right, Jake, I'll say right now, if you think about how we have talked about teams this season in the SEC, I think you would be a bit surprised by the SEC West standings. If you look right now, it is actually, okay, it's, what do you want to, I'll go bottom to top. It's Arkansas and Auburn tied for last in the SEC West. Very interesting there because we were singing Arkansas's praises early on.
Right.
They looked great against Cincinnati, right? They handled who's the next game that they handled well? They had nice
South
wins.
Carolina.
Yeah. And they handled South Carolina. So like all of a sudden you're like, oh, Arkansas, Sam Pittman's got them rolling. Well, they're in last in the West right now. They're tied with Auburn, who we've talked about as being terrible. We don't think about Arkansas the same way. Then you got Texas A&M at 1-2. That's pretty much where we think they are. We thought they've been bad. Then all of a sudden Mississippi State, who we've really liked this year, well, they're 2-2. They're middle of the pack. And then you get to the top, and it's LSU and Alabama at 3-1, and then Ole Miss atop the SEC West at 3-0. And I guess I have multiple questions about this grouping here. First off, is Ole Miss good enough to actually win the SEC West? I mean, it's kind of insane that they are the 6th-ranked team in the country, and they're an underdog right now, according to Vegas, as Todd Hoover pointed out in the chat. I don't know if that's ever been done before. Is Alabama just going to cruise? And then maybe locally to our listeners and fan base, like, is LSU a legitimate contender for the SEC West? Because the record, if you were an alien and you just came in and you looked at this, you'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe they're not quite as good as the LSU. They got 2 losses of the season. They're sitting here at 3-1. They still got to play both of these teams, so they control their own destiny. What do you think?
So Mississippi State was somebody that if they won this Kentucky game, it's like, okay, now it gets really intriguing because they still had Alabama and Georgia on their schedule, but obviously losing to Kentucky and still having those 2 teams, I kind of take them out of that conversation. Texas A&M's got more issues than Vogue, so they're out of it. Arkansas already 1-3 in conference play. Same thing for the Auburn Tigers. Now Arkansas is better than Auburn, but both 1-3, they're out of it. So then it comes down to a 3-team race. Now LSU is certainly going to be 3rd in this 3-team race, sitting at 3-1 in conference. They still have Ole Miss. They still have Alabama. We know that. But obviously those are going to be challenging games, and certainly the Alabama game will be one that is going to be at home, but still we know the challenge is there. I still have Alabama over Ole Miss, though.
Yeah,
I still have Alabama over Ole Miss. Ole Miss, I think, is a good football team. I think there's a lot to like if you're a Rebel fan. Just Jackson Dart, for me, still leaves something to be desired as a passer, which we'll get into this week. I'm not saying he is an awful quarterback. That's not what I'm saying. But he's still – there's things that Lane wants him to do that I don't think he's quite getting done yet. So I still go, Bama, Ole Miss, then LSU, then Mississippi State, and then A&M, Arkansas, and Auburn. So
you think that
how it's formatted currently right now, I would just flip Alabama and Ole Miss.
Okay. Well, and that is kind of interesting because as great as it was for Tennessee to beat Alabama this weekend, it arguably did not mean that much, right? I mean, it maybe meant – all it meant is that they don't have margin for error anymore. But they're still in the driver's seat. I mean, I still think they are better than the 4 SEC West teams that they have left to play. And if they win those games, they'll be in the SEC championship. And if you're there, you win and you go to the playoffs. So, like, Alabama, for as fun as it was to watch their fans cry and continue to cry as time goes on, it's still lining up pretty nicely for them. All right, when we get back here in OTB, let's wrap up hour number 1. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to GEAUXroof.com, GEAUXroof.com. 927-8300 is the number. 927-8300 is the number. You can get a beautiful new roof every shingle time when you work with Go Roof. What I love is you just call up that number. And look, maybe even if you just want to do like a checkup, basically, right? Like, I don't even know if anything's wrong with my roof, but maybe you've like never gotten it checked out. You're like, all right, let's just see. Well, guess what? You get that free professional estimate with Go Roof. See how easy it is to set up a time. They then maybe get a clean bill of health, or maybe you need some work done. They let you know. You make a fully informed decision about what you want to do next. And never forget about the 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty. Like I always said, if insurance covers it, great. If not, they can work with you to find monthly payment options that work for you. Because the bottom line is that they want to make sure that your roofing needs and your roof and your home are taken care of. That's why it's Go Roof. Roof's up! Beautiful new roof every single time.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are
you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Sean Salisbury stops by for his weekly visit. We'll talk SEC with Peter Burns. Join us for Tuesday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Closing out hour number 1 here. Gonna kick off hour number 2. AP Top 25 action. We got a new OTB mailbag. Look at the Danger Witch. We'll talk a little Tennessee. Right now, something that we should have mentioned in weekend winners, and I even talked to somebody about this weekend. I think Sunday, maybe at Chuck E. Cheese or something. I can't remember. But
why were you at Chuck E. Cheese?
With the kids.
Like a party, or you?
No, just me.
Oh, you do?
Bringing them.
Do they still have the animatronics? Is that what you call it?
No, it sucks. Now they have a mascot, Chuck, that walks around, and they play a bunch of like Chuck E. Cheese and Friends puppet and YouTube videos. I still think there is a massive untapped market for the bringing back of an animatronic band-themed restaurant.
I know you do.
Nobody believes in my vision. If you do believe in my vision, let's talk and let's make this thing happen.
Prestige Worldwide.
Yes.
Is what you are right now.
Yeah, well,
you're trying to get some funding for your fantastic idea.
Maybe all we need is a good animatronic music video, and we'll be good
And a
to
boat.
go. Look, have you seen Big Al's Country Jamboree Band at Disney?
No.
It's incredible.
I don't think
Okay,
so.
it's one of the coolest things you can do at Disney World or Disneyland. I don't know if it's at Disneyland. At Disney World, definitely. But this should have been a weekend winners, bro. Shout out to the Nola brothers. 2 Nola brothers playing in the NLCS, and now a guaranteed Nola brother to make the World Series. So on Saturday night, imagine being the Nola parents. On Saturday night, Austin Nola, who is a catcher for the Padres and who's having a great playoffs right now, 8-21, 4 ribbies. They win and advance to the NLCS. First, I think it was Aaron Nola, time-wise, who won first.
It was.
So first, Aaron Nola and the Phillies advanced to the NLCS, and then later, the parents are celebrating in Philadelphia, and then later they watch on TV as Austin Nola and the Padres advance to the NLCS, meaning that, again, they are going to be torn watching this series, cheering for both of their sons, but they guarantee one son in a World Series. And just the whole Nola brothers storyline remains incredible in terms of they came from the same seed, but they took vastly different paths to get to where they are now.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron being the cyborg, the superstar the entire time. Austin Nola spent 7.5 years in the minors. I can't remember exactly when, but somewhere somebody told him to make the switch to catcher. He does, and then that ends up being his path finally to getting to the big leagues.
Yeah, he had to switch positions. It had to be a unique situation. I mean, he's playing for the Zephyrs down here in New Orleans, but he found a way. And typically, if it takes you that long to get up, like, you're not going to have like a long stay in the major leagues. But he is somebody that is, certainly now had a role. The Padres trade for him. I believe it was last year at the deadline to shore some things up there. So he was like a valuable piece in what they were trying to do. And you're right, he's having a great postseason right now.
He had like 250 this year, too, with like 40-something RBI.
Choked you up.
Yeah, just it's so emotional. I mean, but the 7.5 years of the minor, everybody was talking trash about that man behind his back. Everybody's talking about, he needs to give it up. It's never going to happen, et cetera, et cetera. And he kept plugging away. And now he is in the NLCS, which starts tonight. So whether it's the NBA, a little more MLB playoffs, a little LSU flair in the MLB playoffs. I thought that was pretty fantastic. Also, Jake, honestly, I had no idea that because I have not paid any attention to professional baseball at all. I had no idea that the Phillies were this good. Why is the NL East so good this year?
I know. How about that? The race between the Mets and the Braves, that was what we were all talking about. And both those teams went over 100 games. The Dodgers, gosh, I mean, they won well over 100 games. And those three teams are out now. The Phillies got hot at the right time, kind of like the Braves last year. Braves won 88 games last year, but they got hot at the right time. And the Phillies are feeding off that juice they've got.
Yeah. That Philly fanatic juice. It's a powerful thing. Hour 2 next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com. All your AC heating and electrical needs, even if it's just changing a light bulb. I would not recommend getting them out there to change a light bulb. It is more expensive than just changing that bulb yourself. But if you make that mistake, prepare like my wife, and it was my mistake. I thought this light was fried because we had like a roof leak that I eventually got fixed, actually. And then I'm like, okay, AccuTemp, come out here, fix the light. The guy changed the light bulb. He clowns me. But my wife was astounded at how incredible the customer service was. And she doesn't listen to these reads, so she has no idea that's literally like the core ethos, the core mission statement of AccuTemp is service to the highest degree, and they give that back to Baton Rouge. AccuTempBR.com.
Yeah, once you go to the website, we always tell you a chat's going to pull right up, so even if you're at work right now, can't get to the phone, they can answer any question that you have on the site, AccuTempBR.com.
I am Juliette, daughter of Marguerite, granddaughter of Gabriel Piera. I come from a line of strong women who knew struggle and success too. Still, I was scared by my breast cancer diagnosis. But I had Blue Cross coverage, which meant I got care from top doctors. I'm strong like my mother, and her mother before her. The right card, the right care.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ITI's got all these programs. Once I started and learned everything about the school, it was worth it.
The challenges that ITI presented me with, it allowed me to build myself up.
All because of ITI, I actually was able to get a job within 3 months before graduation in my field.
Get the hands-on training you need for the job you've always wanted. With so many companies hiring right now, it's the perfect time to come to ITI Technical College. Enroll today for a better life.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Tuesday, October 18th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect clear skies with a high of 65. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of OTB Mailbag, so get your questions into the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, and we'll answer them at 8:15. And we talk Saints with Nick Underhill of New Orleans.football at 9 a.m. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Ooh, great job. I love that intro so much. It reminds me of the first time watching Stranger Things. What would that have been, like 2016, 2015? I remember it was around Halloween.
That long ago?
Oh, yeah, man. I remember I was essentially just starting out radio in New Orleans. I think that might have been actually maybe after a couple of years, because I was doing nights on WWL all the time, 8 to midnight. And I'll never forget getting back at midnight from the job, and like I think I maybe had heard people talk about it. I can't remember if I don't think I just clicked on it at random. I think I'd heard people talk about this new show, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll check this out. And next thing you know, I think it's like 5 or 6 a.m. and I just can't stop watching it. I finished the season. I immediately restarted it like the second it was done. It was one of my probably my favorite media experiences ever was that first season of Stranger Things. And it remains a very good show. But for me, it's always hard to overcome your first steps with something, right? It's why I tend to like the first movie in a series best in almost every
2016. You were right.
Yeah, there you go, man. I mean, I'll never forget it. It reminds me of my old house. Reminds me of having like a little puppy that I just gotten at the time. Fantastic times. And now it finally feels like fall. It finally feels like Halloween a little bit yesterday, guys. The gray skies, the cold weather moving in. You had kind of leaves blowing around in the wind. It just was fantastic and continues to be fantastic because LSU beat the hell out of Florida. Hopefully, LSU could do the same to Ole Miss this weekend. Are we at all sketched out by the fact that LSU is favored over Ole Miss? I mean, generally, I would take this as a pretty good sign. Because anytime you see such a big disconnect between ranking and who is favored, a lot of times that speaks to Vegas knowing something, right? Like, okay, even though Washington hasn't gone on to be any good, earlier this year, Michigan State was ranked like 11th in the country, right? And Washington was actually 2.5-point favorites at home. And it was kind of like, whoa, what the hell is this about? Well, sure enough, Washington handled them quite easily. I'm not saying this is going to be that, but it is kind of a similar situation spread-wise. The only thing where I get concerned with this, Jake, is LSU is just such a volatile team right now. It is very tough to expect to know which LSU team is going to show up. Are you going to get Auburn LSU, like your Auburn Tennessee LSU, or are you going to get your Mississippi State Florida LSU? Yeah. Like the difference between those teams is massive. And really, in Florida State, you probably had both of those teams show up, just the bad for 3 quarters and the good for 1. Who's going to show up this Saturday? Death Valley, 2:30, CBS, Ole Miss, ranked in the top 10. Last time they ranked in the top 10 and came in here, it did not go well for them. Can you do it again?
You know, it is funny to kind of get an outsider's view of this LSU team, and maybe even like an outsider from the SEC, because I know you talk with Aaron every single day, and I'm not sure how he feels about LSU, but I was sitting there and we're talking LSU, and Bobby's like, hey, Hess, like, you realize like LSU's 5-2 and 3-1 in conference. But I'm like, yeah, I know, but and I start to go into like what you just said. Like I look at the Auburn game, I look at the Florida State game, I look at Tennessee game. He's like, okay, well, and then he starts going into the other side of things, the Florida game and the Mississippi State game, whatever. So it's like the old film adage, like it's never as good and it's never as bad. Like there's some things you can take from this LSU team. It was just funny to kind of hear him break down some of the positives. And sometimes when you're in it, you can't even see all of the positives. But that game against Florida was by far your best team performance. And there's things that we saw in that game that we haven't seen all year, even in the best times, even in Mississippi State. Like offensively, like you weren't that against Mississippi State. Like really, Jaden with his legs is why you got points before the half. And when you had success, it was running the football. Armani Goodwin was running the football. So this was the first game that we've seen them this entire season have that type of success through the air. And so your hope, if you're an LSU fan, is that unlocks something, that now you have a quarterback that realizes, and look, you can say finally, because I've said finally, that he's got real weapons on the outside, not just like nice pieces. He's got dudes.
Yes.
Right? I mean, I sent y'all that video in the group chat of the Florida sideline, again, reacting to Brian Thomas.
Yeah, I saw that video. That's a great video.
Dude, Brian Thomas is what are you considering? You got Kayshawn as your 1, Malik Neighbors probably as your 2, Brian Thomas and Jure fighting to be your 3. Like, think about that. Think about the group that you have. And also, look, Mason Taylor is getting better, but he's no longer the guy that's getting all of your targets like he was for a large portion of the season, okay? So you're finding your targets in the guys that should be getting the targets. You're finding John Emery as well in the passing game. And so that, to me, gives you encouragement because you haven't seen it at any point in the season until this week in the Swamp. So maybe they're seeing some of that team. Maybe they say, you know what, we've been waiting for this. And we've seen lines like, this is kind of like the Utah-USC line. Utah was like, what, 21st? Like LSU's 26th in the country. Like they're the most receiving votes. That's not a top 25 team. They're at home. The Utah line was what, 3.5 last week?
Yeah, it was 3.5.
It's about that. That's about what it is.
And
because USC was number 7 too.
Yeah, it is odd right now. If you look at the AP top 25, so LSU is tied with Alabama and who else are they tied with the top? Or is it just tied with Alabama? We just went over this.
For what?
The SC West standings right now.
He goes Ole Miss, Bama, LSU. Yeah, so Alabama and LSU are tied for the second place spot.
There's not a third 3-1 team. I was psyching myself out there.
No.
Okay, why it gets weird though? Okay,
LSU actually, if you look at it, the total standings, they're tied for third best. Yeah, overall in the SEC.
Well, the point of this is that Ole Miss undefeated right now. They're in the top 10. Alabama has 1 loss, but it's still ahead of Ole Miss. Is that correct, or did they drop down?
Ole Miss is 7, Alabama 6.
Okay, yes. So Alabama's behind Ole Miss in the standings, but ahead in the AP top 25. Mississippi State, despite being 2-2 and being behind all 3 of these teams in the SEC, is actually 24th right now.
We're the lost to LSU.
And LSU, who beat Mississippi State and is 3-1 in conference, tied with Alabama, sits there unranked. So we are firmly in the thick of the wonkiness of the college football season.
LSU's 27th in the AP poll. They're receiving the most votes outside of Purdue. And then in the coaches poll, they are truly 26th. Then it's really not even close. 27's UCF, and LSU has 18 more votes than they have.
Yeah.
So they're right there on the edge. They're on the verge of being a top 25 team. And it is funny. Mississippi State has the same record as you do, and you beat them head-to-head, but that'll all play itself out.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just a sign that right now we are firmly in the figuring it out stage as we try to make sense of who is who. But if nothing else, at least LSU's they've positioned themselves nicely to maybe fight for a 5-3 SEC record, which would have sounded a bit crazy, especially after the Florida State game. But even really coming into the season, 4-4 was a lot of the predicts on how the SEC would go, and still may go, right? We have to watch this thing play out. I'm excited to start to dive into Ole Miss film today. Defensively, Ole Miss has been better this year, Jake. I guess Ole Miss is just tough to judge right now because it still is a bit of a who have they really played
the Kentucky win that's their win. They've played Troy. They've played Central Arkansas. They've played Georgia Tech. They've played Tulsa. They got the win against Kentucky. They've played Vanderbilt, and they've played Auburn.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you look at their games, actually the game outside of Kentucky that was maybe the most competitive was Tulsa. They won that 35-27. But doing a quick breakdown of Ole Miss, I mean, they are improved in a lot of positions. Now, certainly at quarterback, they don't have Matt Corral. They have Jackson Dart, who is talented. He's just not quite there yet. That's why you see them run the football 69 times. Now, I will say this, running the football 69 times, you start to look at, okay, how are you running 69 times? What are you running so you don't fall into those tendencies that we always talk about? Well, the best thing for them is they have multiple running backs. It's Judkins, it's Evans, and it is Jackson Dart with his legs. He can be a real weapon on the ground. 53 carries, 371 yards, 7 yards a carry for the running back, and along with 36. And so it's not like he has like 2 long 80-yard runs and it's making up a bulk of that. No, he's done that consistently. So I went back and I was looking at all 69 runs. Look, 3 outside zones, 22 inside zones, 13 man combinations, 2 powers, 15 counters.
Wow.
15 counters in those 69 runs, 2 draws, 2 design quarterback runs, 4 pin and pulls. So they are spreading it out. It's not just one run. So that also makes it difficult if you're putting a defensive game plan together. You can't say, okay, hey, when in this formation, they're going to run this run. When you have that many different combinations, everything's got to be up on every single play. And also, like in those 15 counter runs, they've done a really nice job of getting to those runs in different formations. You'll see it out of bunch. You'll see it out of kind of the same look we saw LSU run it against Florida. And so they're keeping the defense really just guessing all game long, and that's how you're successful running the football 69 times.
Baskerville, Penn, Harold Perkins are going to be huge this game. Obviously, that light interior defensive line, which was challenged last week, going to be challenged once again. If you're talking about Mekhi Wingo, Jacobian Guillory, and Jaquelin Roy, I think Savion Jones, we talked about his emergence, setting the edge. He's going to be huge again this game, and obviously you want to get more out of Ollie Gay. I'm intrigued to see how they try to stop Lane Kiffin, who has looked kind of unstoppable at times since he has been at Ole Miss.
I think I was talking about this in the afternoon yesterday, but I'm coming up with a game plan to say I'm going to stop the run. Now, do you have weapons that can beat me through the air? Yeah, you do. John Domingo is the guy.
Yeah.
Like, he can go out there and he can change the game, but it's not what the running game is, okay? So I know your quarterback can run. I know you have 2 running backs that are really high quality. I'm going to make you beat me by Jackson Dart finding a way to make the throws. Like, that's what my game plan would be. And so it is a 3-linebacker game for me until they tell me it can't be a 3-linebacker game, because that is the strength of their team. That's who they want to be. That's who they are. And if you don't do a dive into it and you just assume, oh, Lane Kiffin, he's a visor guy, right? All visor guys are like high powered. They throw the football all around the place. Like we broke that down before. No, Lane Kiffin wants to run the football, and he ran it a ton last year as well. Matt Corral had a ton of quarterback runs, but
he's done that since he's been at FAU.
Yeah,
FAU. Right?
And that's who he is.
Yeah.
And so you just assume, no, I mean, obviously his coaches know that, but he's been doing this. This is his offensive philosophy. So they have advantages in a couple of places.
Have you seen, because outside of the Kentucky game, I haven't really watched Ole Miss this season. I watched a bit of Auburn last week, but not too closely, more just like kind of scoreboard checking in every now and then, the onside kick and everything. The biggest takeaway, the single biggest takeaway from the Florida game is that Jaden Daniels started trusting his receivers. He's going to throw it up, go make the catch. What do you think about Ole Miss's secondary? I mean, you look statistically, and Ole Miss is kind of tough to judge statistically because their schedule has been so easy that they're okay. Like, there's no like great glaring weaknesses like a Florida or anything when you just look at where they rank in the SEC. But have you? I mean, I'll know more tomorrow after I get to watch them more in depth today. But like, how do you feel about that secondary trying to match up with this receiver group that seems like it kind of was birthed in a lot of ways this last week?
It's a secondary that actually grades out pretty nicely. Now, they haven't been challenged like they're going to be challenged.
Like, we hope they're going to be challenged. Like, I need you for a second game in a row to take these shots. I don't want the Auburn game to be an outlier. Like, we need You showed so much growth in the Auburn game. Now you need to make that consistently a part of your attack and game plan.
Because obviously Kentucky in that game, they took advantage of some of their matchups, but a lot of that was Chris Rodriguez running the football. Vanderbilt just obviously is not going to put the ball in the air a ton with a lot of success. In Auburn, we know what that is. And Auburn ran for 300 yards. Why would you put it in the air? Actually, if you go back and you kind of, if you want to watch some tape, T-Bob, of a team having, some success throwing the football, like it's not a lot there because, let's see, Tulsa threw the ball 16 of 34 for 195 yards, okay? Georgia Tech, again, not successful throwing the football, but there's not like a tape where, okay, this team's going to throw it this many times and they're going to put it in the air. So they've been graded out high, but they haven't really been challenged. And I'm not talking about just challenged because it's working. I'm talking about challenged just in the sheer numbers of it.
Yeah. All right, look, we'll continue to talk LSU Ole Miss all week long.
I'm going to say, I ain't working on the weekend.
Preview. I don't know, dude. Last night's Monday Night Football game had me thinking it was Thursday. I was all fired up, and then I remembered, oh, my God, never mind.
Real quick, Troy did throw the ball 48 times. Actually had some success. 35 of 48, 286, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So there's your biggest takeaway.
Oh, here is interesting. Ole Miss second in the SEC in sacks right now. They got 19 sacks on the year. So they're going to try to confuse this offensive line. They're going to try to get after Jaden Daniels. Can Jaden Daniels' ability to run maybe slow that down a little bit? Coming up next, do some OTB mailbag. If you're hanging out, youtube.com/1045ESPN. Put your questions in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. We'll get to them next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Look, you probably heard that Team OTB is now teamed up with Gordon McKernan. Get Gordon. But check this out, man. Gordon, for a while now, has been working to give back in the fight against breast cancer for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So right now, through his charity arm, Gordon Gives, we have launched the Playing for Pink campaign. And how this works, Gordon will donate $100 for every major stat, including receptions, tackles, and every 10 yards of offense achieved by his athletes during the games on Saturday. Every big play, touchdowns, turnovers, safeties, big returns, anything like that, it's another $250. So how about that? Like, actually, the players that you see on the billboard, just know when they make a play this weekend, thanks to Gordon, money is going to the fight against breast cancer.
Find it online at getgordon.com, 225-888-8888.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, we're happy to say we have vehicles in stock and more coming in at no markup. Don't pay over MSRP. Come on down to Corvell Toyota and choose your new Toyota today. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience. Shoppa style.
Oh, yeah! This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644.
Join me, Jimmy Out and Mike Delicano for the Tuesday edition of Game Time presented by Bet Rivers. We're at Dozy Place on Government Street in the heart of Mid-City. Game Time presented by Bet Rivers, 6 to 8 p.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Looking at the SEC sack leaders right now, still kind of shocking what's going on with Will Anderson this year. After last year where he was so dominant, averaging over a sack a game. I mean, he still has 5. He's still second in the league. It just shows you the kind of expectation he was dealing with. But the reason why I dove in here is because I'm like, okay, Ole Miss is second in the league in sacks. 19, Arkansas is 21. Definitely against Kentucky they got after. That's how they ended up clinching that game and winning that game. But when you look for the 19, Jake, there's no one great sack getter. Jared Ivey would probably be the closest at the defensive end, so that's going to be a battle to watch him against Emory Jones and SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week, Will Campbell. He has 3.5 sacks in the 7 games, so he's getting home, once every 2 games, I guess you could say. B.J. Ojolari, for what it's worth, also having 3.5, so don't think that's nothing, because we all know how good B.J. Ojolari is. But, I mean, after that, you got Tavius Robinson, the other DN, with 2.5. And so really, if you're trying to make up those 19, they're manufacturing it. Is that what that tells me, right? Linebacker blitzing, maybe corners off the edge, safeties. We'll see more. But it doesn't look like there is a one Will Anderson type. Although those 2 defensive ends, look, somebody said nobody loved, or somebody in the chat, I think it was, I can't remember who, said, oh, what, T-Bob, no love for the improved LSU offensive line? And look, I love this LSU offensive line. The way in which they have grown from the beginning of the year to now is fantastic. The fact that you have 2 true freshmen playing offensive tackle in the SEC and starting blows my mind. It's absurd. The long-term potential of this group is huge. But they still are true freshmen, right? It's still tough, man. And if you go against great defensive ends, I think that's still somewhere where you can be challenged. Now, I hope that, like it has at times this year, I hope that Jaden Daniels' legs continue to kind of help out those tackles by keeping people rushing kind of straightforward, honest pass rush lanes. But we'll have to wait and see what Ole Miss tries to cook up pressure-wise this weekend. Because I got to imagine, Jake, if you watch the Tennessee film, wouldn't you just want to emulate a bunch of the movement and the aggressiveness that you saw on that film?
Yes.
I mean, I would just kind of go all in against this LSU offensive line and say, okay, dare Jaden Daniels to beat me, and until he does, I'll keep going balls to the wall and getting creative and blitzing and try to get after the quarterback. Now, after Florida, we obviously feel a bit better about Daniels maybe being able to unlock that sort of attack. But if I'm Ole Miss, I'm still going to make him prove that to me before I back off.
No, I agree as well. And you mentioned Jared Ivey. Ivey is a really solid player. I thought he had a really good weekend against Auburn, and he is certainly somebody that's going to play a bulk of the game. 66 defensive snaps. He played in 56 of those. And so they do have a little bit of an edge rotation, but he is certainly the key member of that edge rotation. So kind of going back to what you said, though, okay, Tennessee had success doing basic stuff. Right?
Yeah.
We broke that film down. They were running TEs and ET stunts, and they had a lot of success. Okay, Ole Miss is going to run a ton of that. Now, you didn't see that from Florida because Florida, that's not who they are. Like, their edge rushers, actually, they've got a lot of belief in them, and they probably assumed they could win their one-on-one matchups, and they wouldn't have to do that.
Well, and who's the guy that you hate, number one?
Britton Cox.
He actually had,
he's a good player.
Good game. Like,
he didn't beat LSU in his career. He went 0-4, won at Georgia, 3 at Florida. But that's what I'm saying. So, like, they believe in him to go out there and just create it and not have to stunt.
Also,
now,
I don't know if you can twist with 21.
I forgot. He's eating space. He ain't really worried about a TE stunt. That's actually a good call.
I don't know if he has.
And this is day one install in high school stuff, so we can do it as well. I would. If I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm making LSU prove to me that they fixed that issue.
Yeah, and look, also to be clear, there's no Dellinger that game, no Will Campbell that game.
Dellinger got caught a couple times when he was in that game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But to your point, like, you have been shuffling so many different bodies in there.
Well, and getting Campbell back's huge. I mean, he just won SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week.
It doesn't hurt.
I think, and I don't know, somebody asked me about Dellinger expectations. Do you have any? I would not think, I think 2 weeks. 2 weeks is not ideal, trying to come back from a grade 2.
No, you'll come back after the bye week.
Yeah.
You got a hand issue. You got a knee issue.
Like, maybe, like, I remember I played 2 weeks after one, but it was only because I was suited up as an emergency, and then I think, like, PJ got his ankle twisted or sprained or something, and so I had to go in there.
Did PJ
get
hurt a lot that year?
Those were different years, I think, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, those were different years because the MCL came in 2011. We were going against WU, man. But yeah, so I wouldn't expect to see Dellinger this week.
No, I not at all, actually. I mean, you give him another week, you give him the bye week, you try to get him ready for Alabama. Not that you couldn't use him in this game, you certainly could, but I just think that your option as a healthy player, and whoever it is, Miles Frazier, going to be in that spot, is going to be better than someone who's hobbling into this game with a cast on his hand and a brace on his knee.
Greg Lamont says it makes literally zero sense that LSU's O-line is now doing okay with two starting true freshmen. Yeah, not just two starting true freshmen at left and right tackle. And you're right, that does make no sense. That's absurd. What it shows you, though, Jake, maybe for the first time in years, you could have two legitimate dominant bookend tackles. When you were talking about roster building theory and trying to build a good team, I mean, that's probably right behind quarterback, pass rusher, and then I'm going with corner and offensive tackle as the next most important position on the field.
I mean, when's the last time you've had like a high caliber, all SEC type bookend tackle? I mean, Sadiq Charles did some nice things.
I mean, when's the last time you had a tackle go in the first round?
Lau Collins went way too late, but he might be the answer to your question.
He might have been close, depending on if all that wouldn't have happened before the draft. He would have been on
and he ended up
the
playing
back end of the
playing
first.
tackle at the end of his career at LSU, right? Because he started as guard.
Yeah, he was.
But in the league, he went to guard.
Now he's a tackle.
Yeah, now.
The Cowboys, he kind of went back and forth. I mean, the last
tackle's not going well.
And Witt wasn't the first round pick. He was a second round pick, right?
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Pretty sure he was.
A second round pick. I mean,
so look, the point is that we're sitting here having that conversation. Like it's been a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Because you're right. Like there's been some guys like Lau, like he kind of bounced back and forth between guard and tackle, and he could do it because he was a really athletic player and versatile. I know we're gonna miss somebody, and somebody's gonna call us out, but like Saron Black.
Saron, yes.
Now Saron didn't have a pro career because he literally had bone-on-bone situation in his knee.
Saron would be the last true shutdown tackle.
All SEC type guy.
The man started 53 games in college. Started every single – he just used up his body in college, but he was dominant in college. Okay, but even then, that's been 10 years. It's
At least
10 years now since you had that. And so having that again, while there's still growing pains, like even last game for Emory, the one snap and clear ability, the potential of these guys is so massive. And then somebody mentions Anthony Bradford at guard. I really like Bradford at guard. He's just so big in the run game. He just moves people. Now, again, he can get lost sometimes, a little bit of space, a little bit of movement, but that too will come in time. And really, Charles Turner is what's made everything work, right? For all the preseason hype about moving Garrett Dellinger to center, and that's what made everything click, it's actually been the emergence of Charles Turner at center, wearing 69, that has made this offensive line that much better.
Completely agree with you, and that's something that I know I missed. When you make the move to put Dellinger at center, you're like, okay, well, that must have been because Turner didn't do what he was supposed to do, and it just doesn't look like the case. He has been a really solid player. He's graded out pretty consistently since he's been the full-time center. We go back and we watch the tape. He's helping when he's supposed to be helping. He's winning his one-on-one matchups. Like last week, that should have been a mismatch for him going against the Florida defensive tackle that's 400-plus pounds and can move a little bit. But he held his own. And going back and watching the tape, he's somebody that solidified that position.
Yeah, and it's kind of made everything else work around him. All right, we finally got some mailbag questions built up. So coming up next, we can dive into a little OTB mailbag. Keep it locked right here on 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Go to the dealership today right off of Airline Highway and see if you can take advantage of some of these sweet fall deals. Remember, buy 3 tires, get the 4th for just $1 right now. If you go to the website right there at the top, rent a Toyota, right? So whether they're looking to buy new, buy used, lease, or rent for a road trip or something, some fall vacation, All-Star Toyota is your one-stop shop, and the people that work there are great. The deals are great. I love the entire dealership. And guess what? They're huge supporters of Off the Bench. So if you love OTB, you love All-Star Toyota, go see them off of Airline Highway today.
I know we always talk about the rentals as far as, hey, maybe you're going to an LSU game, maybe you're hitting the road. Look, LSU is about to be at home for a long time, but that's okay because it's per-day rental prices, and even if you need it within town just for one day, they've got you covered. 2 days, 3 days, whatever it is. Check it out all online, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studios podcast for the people. Download or subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
As a community bank, B1 Bank invests in relationships with the people and businesses we proudly represent. Our B1 bankers are here to help simplify the complicated, understand your needs, and make managing your finances easier. At B1 Bank, we offer an array of solutions to help simplify your transaction needs. B1 Bank, one highly personal banking experience. Visit us online at b1bank.com for more information.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us
Every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7, The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Join us for a Tuesday edition of Hunt and Hill. Short week for the Saints. Sharif Ishak joins us to preview the Cardinals and a fall baseball update. Hunt and Hill, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's also when love is not together from the heart. Check it out. It's driving me out of my mind. That's why it's hard for me to find. Can't get it out of my head. Miss her, kiss her, love her. Wrong move, you dead. That girl is
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, let's dive into a little OTB mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for Off the Bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
Okay, dude. Jake just informed me that Clerks 3 is out right now. I still got to watch Clerks 2, actually. Clerks 1, still one of my favorite movies, maybe ever? I mean, not like top 10 or anything, but like a very good movie.
I think Rotten Tomatoes, it was like a 68%, so Clerks 3, not awful. Definitely watchable.
That is good. That is good. For how Rotten Tomatoes had viewed Kevin Smith movies recently, I would say 68 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, 68's good no matter what. That means about 7 out of 10 people will give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Love
OTB,
Clerks 1.
Yeah,
Did y'all hear
Clerks 1's a
that
masterpiece.
they're bringing back Christmas Story?
Yes.
Yes,
On
dude, I
HBO
saw
Max,
this
right?
trailer and like,
Yeah,
It was quick.
HBO
I mean, a
Max.
quick trailer.
I'm not closed off to the idea, right? I just think probably there's more ways that it's going to go wrong than go right. There is a world where it goes right and it's awesome and it's an instant classic. We've been burned by this road so many times before that I'm not sure that I'm a believer.
Yeah, I'm skeptical as well.
I mean, I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it.
I'm just curious to see how Charlie handles his son cursing in the modern age compared to the old movie.
See, and I
No,
know
it's the kids growing up. It's
that's what I'm saying.
No, that's what he's saying. With his kids now doing the cursing, it's one of those deals where like you're gonna have to do callback jokes like that. It's such an inexact science and such a fine art to making that work versus not working. Actually, maybe we should start to compile a list of when they got it right versus when they got it wrong. Hashtag OTB Mailbag. What can LSU do to have the offense play consistently like it did against Florida? Is it play calling? Asked Chandler White.
Nope.
Here's what I would say. I don't think you're going to consistently do what you did against Florida. Like, Florida was incredible. Yeah, that's way too loud.
Mark, can you turn it down a little bit?
From an offensive standpoint, like the third down sets under control. You just need to be closer to the Florida end of the spectrum than you were against Auburn.
Yeah.
And also, Florida's defense is awful.
On certain levels, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's some levels. I think they were really good at edge. I think they were good at linebacker, but their defensive backs struggled. But for me, offensively, like play calling, you can always go look at play calling. We can be like, I wish they'd have called this. I wish they would have called that. But when we broke down the Tennessee game, I'm like, okay, the plays that were called, there was plays to be made.
Yeah.
You have to go make them, and they did. Now, the Auburn game, that's a separate game, but they're continuing to grow together. To me, the biggest key is just when you have a one-on-one matchup, and, hey, sometimes it's not going to work out in your favor. There might be that 20% because I think it's like 80-20 in college football. If you have a good receiver with how DBs panic in the pass interference calls,
They lose themselves.
it's like 80-20.
Yeah.
All right, so if they make a play in that 20%, you tip your cap and know that you tried to make a play to your playmakers. right? And so that's what they did. They trusted their playmakers. Jaden did a really nice job of staying in the pocket. He didn't panic, and he just threw the football like he's done 1,000 times in his life to a receiver that has one-on-one coverage.
He went full Ricky Bobby.
It did.
Slingshot engaged. I'm gonna throw the ball as deep as I can, man. See how this thing goes.
And dude, hey, college safeties are bad.
Yeah.
Okay. College safeties try to do too much. They're bad with their eyes. We broke down 2 different plays where a safety on the other hash is looking at Keyshawn Booty go across the field. He's flat-footed. Take advantage of that.
Yeah, to me, it's the goofy meme, like, I'll do it again. Like, if you throw a pick, I don't care. That's what I want you to be like.
Your coach said, and look, you've thrown one now. You threw one at the end of the Tennessee game. That's over with. You've thrown a pick. Your coach literally, and on national TV, yelled at you 101s and to take the shot, okay? You're starting to see that. Like, talent's never been an issue with Jaden Daniels. Now you're seeing confidence and you're seeing a trust factor. The trust factor is the biggest thing for this team.
God, we're so bad at mailbag. That's one question.
Oh.
OTB mailbag. Are players only meetings good? Did they work out for Jaden Daniels?
I
don't know.
The player-only meetings are not a bad thing. The problem is they correlate with things going bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good for players to take ownership and leadership and to get on the same page. I think that helps. I think that's a good thing. But you only have one if things have gone awry. So that's why it gets the bad connotation there. Like, no undefeated team is having players. What the hell?
You smoked some cowboy killers during the break?
No, but I did. As much as I love that pipe, and that pipe is awesome, dude. It turns out smoking a pipe for 4 hours straight during a football game will completely burn the entirety of the inside of your mouth. I've not been able to taste food in 3 days, and I have skin coming off the top of the roof of my mouth constantly.
That's disgusting. And like Deb says every Monday, respect your body.
Yeah. Well, but you don't
smoking a pipe for 4 hours.
Yeah, but you don't inhale.
Is your mouth and the top of your roof of your mouth not your body?
You don't inhale though, so my little pink lungs are all good.
No, I didn't say anything about your lungs. It's a part of your body. If you have skin coming off the roof of your mouth constantly, that's an issue.
No, to be fair, next game I will not smoke it the entire time during the game. This is true. Life is one giant learning lesson. Shaba says, what about our running game? How that figure into Saturday's game? Running game's been getting better and better, I believe, at least. And you're seeing Josh Williams emerge. You're seeing John Emery emerge. Armani Goodwin may be returning this week. LSU needs to stay committed. I don't think they're going to like just run over you, but they need to stay committed to the run game because it has paid dividends for them later in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you just saw teams have success. Also, like Chris Rodriguez had success against Ole Miss. And look, I realize Chris Rodriguez is a first-team All-SEC type guy, but then Auburn had success. Now, Auburn's got really good running backs as well, but they didn't panic, and they stuck to what they should have really done all season long if you're Auburn, which is utilize your best players offensively, which that for Auburn is their 2 running backs, but just have a commitment to it. You're not gonna run for 300 yards.
No.
But you can have success.
Yeah, you don't need to. You need to keep them honest. And if they go too light in the box, you need to make it pay.
Yeah.
And in the big games, Jake, whether it's Williams going for 50 against Florida in the second half, Goodwin going for 50 against Mississippi State, we have seen these turn into large game-winning plays because you kind of kept plugging away at it. All right, let's go to break, and when we get back, we'll do more mailbag since we were awful and only did 2 questions there. Yes, Daniel? What do you want to say?
I was saying y'all skipped over all like the fun questions. Y'all answered only the sports
Relax,
questions.
dude. I did the top 2 in the list. Shut up. We'll do the fun ones next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Before we begin any electrical work here, we perform a home safety check that begins at your electrical panel to make sure that you and your family are safe. For all your upgrades, installations, and repairs, call Mr. Electric.
ITI's got all these programs. Once I started and learned everything about the school, it was worth it.
The challenges that ITI presented me with, it allowed me to build myself up.
All because of ITI, I actually was able to get a job within 3 months before graduation in my field.
Get the hands-on training you need for the job you've always wanted. With so many companies hiring right now, it's the perfect time to come to ITI Technical College. Enroll today for a better life.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Diamond earrings to elevate any look. Layer up with 50 to 65% off coats for the whole family. And get 40 to 75% off bedding, bath, and decor just in time for cooler weather. Plus, download the free Macy's app today for even more lowest prices of the season. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Sean Salisbury stops by for his weekly visit. We'll talk SEC with Peter Burns. Join us for Tuesday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, here we go. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Hot chocolate or hot coffee in cold weather? Hot coffee always.
Coffee. I like hot chocolate. It's fantastic.
Yeah, the children answer hot chocolate.
I also say hot chocolate, man.
Yeah, because you don't have children.
Well, first of all,
Mara's like, ooh, have you ever put Nutella in your hot chocolate?
and I'm a coffee drinker.
That's definitely Mario. I drink the abuelitas. It's like a Mexican / Hispanic hot chocolate.
I don't care. That doesn't make it any better.
I mean, if you tried
Wouldn't
it,
just
you
be
would-
Hispanic and not Mexican slash
hot
Hispanic?
coffee. Is it Hispanic or is it Latino?
That's what I'm
Is that
asking.
when we discuss this
That's
before?
not rhetorical.
Because like can it be Mexican and Hispanic?
Hispanic and Latino mean the same thing. Mexican is just one country.
I thought
Right. So
Hispanic-
if he would have just said Hispanic, he would have covered it, right?
I thought Hispanic went back to Spain though.
No,
No,
apparently
you
not.
can use it for any. I mean, you can. It is for Spain, but you can
Okay,
also.
we're
use it
still
for
bad
other
at mailbag
countries.
because we need to hurry up. Is it better to burn your palate or bite your tongue? Biting your tongue.
I hate biting my tongue.
See, I know, but dude, these burn taste buds suck.
No, if
not
you-
being able to taste food's awful.
If you
I'd
bite
rank
the
these at
side of
rice.
your tongue, your eyes start watering a little bit. It's one of the worst things.
It's bad, but I mean, not being able to taste this food over the past couple of days has been awful. It's made me really feel for everybody who must have lost taste during COVID. That sucks.
Boys?
Probably biting my tongue.
Biting tongue.
Yeah, I hate it.
National Pasta Day. What's your favorite pasta dish?
All of it. I love pasta.
I mean, dude, look, I love spaghetti, meatballs, anything, but like anything, you just can't beat an Alfredo. You just can't beat like a white sauce of any sort. I love it.
I love
Like
it
a
all.
cream.
Danny, long noodles?
Risotto.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
A good Cajun pasta, something with a lot of whipping cream and a lot of spice.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
Yeah, all of it.
I will say this: you can never find it.
Pastelaya, I mean.
But when making spaghetti, bucatini noodles are the best. They're the big, thick boys. The bucatini noodles.
Ooh, I see. When
are
I'm making
incredible.
spaghetti meatballs, I go angel hair.
Oh,
Love
I mean,
angel
I don't
hair.
look. I like it all, but bucatini's the way to go. Go to Waffle House order: bacon Texas cheesesteak plate, covered smothered. Bacon Texas cheesesteak double plate, covered smothered, with a waffle on the side and vanilla Coke. It's what I used to do. I tried
love
that a
Waffle
couple of
House.
years ago, and it literally like ruined me for 2 days. So now, post 30, I took out the waffle and the vanilla Coke.
The waffle is going to be in my order at Waffle House. It's fantastic.
I mean, it's a good waffle. It's not like a crazy high quality waffle.
God, you're so bougie.
I would rather a
brunch spot that had a nice fluffy
I was about to
Belgian
say,
waffle.
A breakfast buffet deep Belgian waffle is a hard waffle to beat. Fair or not. And a thick breakfast buffet sausage link, oof, the best. What's your least and most favorite fast food? Taco Bell is my least favorite fast food.
You're stupid.
Most favorite fast food would probably be Chick-fil-A.
Least favorite Burger King, favorite Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, we know I'm the anti-Hester. Favorite Burger King, least favorite Taco Bell.
Yep.
This is really tough. I love Arby's, but I think I'm going favorite Chick-fil-A, just like you. Although that could change. Least favorites between McDonald's and Burger King. I'm probably gonna go Burger King.
I don't go there often because I can't allow myself to, but there's a different world where I don't care about my life where I'm eating Panda Express a lot.
I love Panda Express.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's.
I guess I don't
probably my
consider
actual-
that fast food, even though it's
But you
100%
can,
fast
you
food.
try like that. That's what I'm saying. I don't drive through there like Chick-fil-A because I just don't. But that would actually be my favorite.
God, I just have to eat Chick-fil-A so much. Ooh, Whataburger's my favorite. I'm changing. What am I doing? Whataburger's my
Daniel
favorite.
Basham says, #mailbag, you're home alone one night and let out a sneeze. In the unlit room at the end of the hall, you hear Mario say, "Bless you." What's your next move?
Find the nearest
No,
exit.
I have a baseball bat right by my bed. I'm going to kind of subtly grab the bat, but I'm going to approach him with an open mind. Be like, "Oh, Mario, is that you? What's up, dude?" I'm going to try to like kind of talk him down. Like I've seen Dahmer episode 1. He kind of tries to strip for Dahmer a little bit. Maybe I do something like that for Mario.
Yeah.
Be like, "Hey, I got some lotion here," and then when his back is turned, I'm going to brain him. Bah! Back of the head.
Yeah, y'all know how I feel about the series. I've enjoyed it, but the Dahmer jokes on Twitter are a little out of control. Like,
Well-
people should really bat just a little bit.
The memes were great, but like all great memes, a lot of times they burn fast and
Yeah.
right and get run into the ground. Like the, "Hey, we're going to watch this thing that you don't want to watch" meme was so good for like 48 hours.
Same with the
Yeah,
Five Guys one.
right.
I'm seeing so many Five Guys before it was cool, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, people should chill.
Yeah, I agree. Who's that? Oh, Nick. Okay, I was there. Okay, never mind. Hashtag.
Oh my
I was
God.
so good. I didn't know what was
You
going on.
were like, wait a minute.
Hashtag OTB mailbag. It's National Chocolate Cupcake Day. What's your favorite kind of cupcake?
Oh, this is another.
I only make. I don't have a favorite cupcake. Like I don't really care about cupcakes.
God, what's that place in Shreveport? It's like my absolute favorite. I cannot even think. It's been a while since I've been to the port city. It's off Fury Drive. Banana pudding.
This
They've
sounds
got a banana pudding. Oh my God.
really dumb, but to sneak veggies into my children, I do have I guess it's more of a muffin than a cupcake. But it's got like zucchini and carrots in it. But it's actually, have you ever had like zucchini bread? Zucchini bread's rolling, bro.
Call child services. Oh, my goodness.
The hell's wrong with
I'm
you?
telling you, bro. It works. It works. It's wild.
Alice and Odie, blink twice if you need me to come help.
They love broccoli. It's like the greatest thing I've accomplished
Broccoli's
in life.
great, but not in a damn.
No, broccoli mashed
Baked
potatoes.
good.
Broccoli mashed potatoes are rolling though.
In a baked good, you're putting vegetables.
Zucchini and carrots, and it works. Well, have you ever had zucchini bread though? Zucchini bread's freaking awesome, dude. Mario,
Yeah.
do you utilize every part of the human body?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Why
What do
not?
what do you do with the toes? Like a necklace?
Yeah, sure.
There's collection, yeah.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to RejuveMeMedical.com, RejuveMeMedical.com. Hey, look, go ahead and check out Rejuve Me Medical's YouTube channel. If you have any questions about HRT, any of the other services that Rejuve Me offers you, go check it out there. And look, here's the deal. Sometimes, Jake, some of these places, some of these offices, everything can feel a bit over serious, right? It can feel a bit like a black cloud, like, oh, should I really do this? And the thing is, it doesn't have to be like that, okay? This is just you getting in there and getting your labs drawn and then creating a plan to feel better. And maybe it's HRT, maybe it's not. Just go see Chris Pixley and the team over there at Rejuve Me Medical today. Look, if you're in Metairie or Slidell, they got locations. We got big news coming around pretty soon here about new locations as well. Go to RejuveMeMedical.com today.
Yeah, we can't stress it enough. Check out the full list of conditions that they can treat. Also, give them a call, 225-230-4201.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done
With passion for our fans.
and love for our community. We are the Tigers.
Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ITI's got all these programs. Once I started and learned everything about the school, it was worth it.
The challenges that ITI presented me with, it allowed me to build myself up.
All because of ITI, I actually was able to get a job within 3 months before graduation in my field.
Get the hands-on training you need for the job you've always wanted. With so many companies hiring right now, it's the perfect time to come to ITI Technical College. Enroll today for a better life.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shop.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Tuesday, October 18th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge. Expect clear skies with a high of 65. Coming up on OTB, Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football joins the show up next to talk Saints. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents off. Weekly New Orleans Saints updates with Nick Underhill on OTB are brought to you by former LSU Tiger and attorney Chris Perrette.
Welcome back to OTB. And right now, we do it every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. Let's talk to our guy, Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football. Nick, what's up, bro? What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you doing?
We doing all right. You know, a bit of a mixed bag of a weekend, right? LSU bouncing back, but because, you know, it's rare when you get the full happy weekend, the Saints kind of crushing you on Sunday as they were winning that game until they were not. Now that you've had a couple days to digest Sunday's performance, Nick, what do you think are the most important takeaways that the Houdat Nation should be focusing on?
I think there's two. I mean, defensively, this trend of giving up explosive plays in key moments is something that's really kind of carried on throughout the whole entire season. And, you know, last week it was a talking point with the coaching staff and the players, and they all kind of kept pointing to their previous success in previous seasons, but that didn't help them 2 weeks ago. It didn't help them on Sunday. So, I mean, there's something there that they got to figure out quickly because you just can't have those moments. And it's almost weird because how quickly they gave up that touchdown to Jamar Chase was probably the best thing that could have happened for him in that game because it gave him a chance to get the ball back.
Yeah, that's true.
With 2 minutes and 3 timeouts. But there's a few things here. Like, that play should have never happened because they had the ball with a little more than 3 minutes left. You get 2 first downs, you win the game, and they can't do that. And I thought they were a little bit conservative with the approach. And this is kind of one of those things where if you win, it's something that's, you know, hailed a little bit. And if you lose, it blows up in your face. Last week against Seattle, they did the same thing in the same situation, ran first down, second down, got a first down, got to 3rd and 4, got a first down. And you look at that approach and you say, well, that was the right thing to do with the way they were running the ball. So it's a little bit of hindsight 2020 analysis, but same thing this week. They got conservative. They ran against a 9-man box on 2nd down. They get to 3rd and 4. Trey Hendrickson blows up the play. Bengals get the ball back. Chase scores, and you're in this situation. So I think that they need to be a little bit more aggressive in those situations, though, because when you play not to lose, sometimes you lose games. And we saw it even happen last year when they were trying to play the same style of football. They lost, I believe, the New York game playing the same way. So I think at some point you got to be able to throw the ball. You got to get first downs, and you got to go into it with the aggressive mindset of like, all right, we're going to get the kill here. And I don't know if they approach the game that way. And I think those are the two things that I want to see different going forward. I want them to put their, you know, foot on the gas a little bit. I understand that both these quarterbacks are probably more win-with type of guys, and you know, you don't want to rely on them to win you games, but sometimes you got to, and it just didn't seem like they trusted the offense to get that done, and you know, I think they lost the game because of it.
Nick, great new studio, by the way. I mean, the NOF studio is looking fantastic. The new camera, dude, hell yes, man.
It does look fantastic, but who is the starting lineup behind you? Like, I have to know. Like, I see a squirrel and I can't help myself.
Who is that?
Yeah, that's Michael Jordan. Above him, we got the '92 Dream Team. There's a few of them around here. We got the Shaq one where he's dunking on the hoop. Got some classics for sure.
That's my favorite Christmas ornament that I still have from my childhood. Is an unlicensed Shaq two-hand dunking, but he can't have Magic or anything on the jersey, so it's like kind of vaguely a Magic jersey, like a little blue, black, and white. But I think it just says Shaq across the chest. Nick, okay, just one more on the 4-minute offense thing. Because, yes, like certainly they could have come out maybe throwing the ball, be a bit more aggressive, get the first down, wins the game. If you wanted to run the ball, is there anything to like committing to a Taysom package for all 3 downs there? Or is that a little too predictable?
I don't ever think it's too predictable because it works more often than not. So maybe, I mean, it's something they could have done there. You know, in the red zone right before they were snuffing that stuff out. They tried to do like the rollout pass with Taysom and they were all over it. So it kind of felt like coming to that point of the game, like the run game and the Taysom stuff was becoming less and less effective. And again, I think it's kind of, you know, admittedly a little bit BS to kind of sit here and second guess, because if it does work, we aren't talking about these plays. And I hate kind of, you know, analyzing stuff in hindsight. You get to 3rd and 4, that's a favorable situation. But at the same time, like it just looked so much like conceding. And you know, right before they came out on the field, I turned to Mike Triplett and I said, they're going to go conservative here and they're going to lose the game because of it. And it's like, it was just so predictable. That's how they were going to play it. And it wasn't going to work and it was going to blow up. And it just felt like they should have went for the kill just a little bit more in that situation. And I'm not sure what the answer is, but it wasn't obviously what they did. You know, 3rd down, they did call the right play. Juwan Johnson is open over the middle of the field. They just couldn't block Trey Hendrickson. So it's tough. I mean, it just, I think, you know, in a weird way, like it would have been better if they would have went into this game and just got blown out, because we'd be sitting here saying, well, yeah, they were throwing passes to Kevin White. What'd you expect? That's Joe Burrow on the other side. You can't keep up with that offense when everybody's hurt. But they're winning for 57 minutes in this game. So the injured player's excuse just it doesn't ring true to me. Like they could have won this game if they found a way to just manage that end of game situation a little bit better.
And Nick, I'm just still shocked, like going back to Taysom Hill, like how it just changes from week to week. Like you see him score all these touchdowns, but then the next week he only plays 15 plays. And I'm not even saying like right, wrong, or indifferent, but they still just don't have a feel of how much to play Taysom Hill, when to play Taysom Hill. It just feels like some weeks they come in and say, you know what, we're going to do it. Some weeks they come in and they just kind of lose sight of the package that they have for Taysom. Like it just feels like there's a disconnect between what they want to do with him. And as a player, like I can't imagine Taysom Hill week in and week out not really knowing what his role is going to be within the team.
Yeah, 2 things here. Like one, I agree with that completely. And now that he's no longer a quarterback and you aren't thinking about the future investment and what he could be in regards to that, there's no reason not to get your best, second best, third best player the ball 15 times a game. There's just no reason not to do it. He's extremely explosive. He's a game changer. He's their second best running back. He's their home run threat on offense. He's the spark really right now. So I don't understand why there isn't just so much more built around him. When they were thinking about, you know, future Steve Young or whatever it was, it made sense to kind of be conservative with it because you're looking at a bigger picture, but that's gone. He's in the tight end room now. So use him like a tight end, play him. He's your best player at that position. Second thing they did in this game too is like, I thought Rashid Shaheed, he gets behind the defense. Like, what was it? The first play of the game, second play of the game on the go route. And then they just never run it again. Like I would have went back to that one more time, made the adjustment. Something was off there. He was clearly able to get by everybody. I understand maybe there wasn't a huge package of plays because this is the first week that he's been in the offense. He was sidelined for a lot of training camp with an ACL injury. So I get it if he's not 100% up to speed, but I would have went back to that play that worked early in the game. It just wasn't executed properly. So a couple things where I felt like they could have maybe taken advantage of their playmakers a little bit better.
One thing that is very odd to me, Nick, is if you look at the season from a feel standpoint, you feel like the defense has been very good and kept you in some of these games. You feel like the offense has been awful, but then you look up and I know the offense has been better the last couple of games, right? But still, I think the beginning of the season kind of weighs heavily. But then all of a sudden you look up, what's the offense right now, like 13th or something in points per game, and the defense is like 28th? Like, what's the big disconnect there?
It is a little bit bizarre. And, you know, I think the last couple of weeks, those things kind of got flipped on their head a little bit. But even going to the Carolina game, it's these big plays, man. They just can't stop giving them up every single week. It's something that somebody's hit a shot play on them, and they're giving up points that they typically wouldn't give up. You know, I think the secondary isn't very good right now. You know, I'll take my L right here. Like, Paulson Adebo has not played well at all, and he's kind of been a little bit of a liability the last couple of weeks. And, you know, I've kind of been like auditing the thought process there and what went wrong in the evaluation during camp. And I think maybe the biggest tell is that he was out there every day practicing, whereas all the other star players kind of had a pass a lot of different days, and maybe he wasn't going against the best guys every day. And the fact that he's playing every day, again, when Marshawn Lattimore's not, I think maybe that was the evidence that we should have been looking at a little bit more closely. So as far as how we got to the thought process of him being so good in camp, I think it was just maybe the competition level was a little bit lesser than we thought. Overall, but like at the top of routes and that, like he's struggling against faster guys. He can't keep up with them on their breaks, and I mean that's something that got exploited by someone like Joe Burrow getting the ball out 1.7, 1.8 seconds. As soon as that break came, he saw it and he was exploiting it. So that was tough for them. So their coverage just has to be a lot better. And I think not having Lattimore is a huge deal. I think it's going to be a huge deal on Thursday night. I think it's something that they got to figure out how to overcome. I don't think the safety play has been nearly what anybody expected. The tackling's been really, really poor. They missed 10 in this game. The Carolina game that they lost and should have won, they missed 12 or 13 in that game. They're averaging 7.5 missed tackles per game. It's a little bit less actually than last year, but you go back 2 years ago and that was really on point. It was the strength of the team. So that's something that's kind of spiraled a little bit over time. But, I think the range in the secondary is a significant factor. Marcus May brings some of that, but 2 weeks ago, they just didn't have it. And that's something that they got to figure out how to, cover up in scheme pass. So there's just a handful of things that I think that were assumed to be strengths of this team that have kind of unraveled since the Tampa Bay game. And it's a little bit shocking that they're struggling against teams like Carolina and the Vikings, not to, just comparatively to Tampa Bay. It just seems like that should have been a little bit more of a more difficult game. But I guess over time, Tampa Bay's shown that they're not quite the team everybody thought they were either. So I don't know. Some stuff's coming out in the watch. I just don't think that the defense is as good as it should be. And special teams has been kind of shockingly bad. Blake Gillikin was arguably like the MVP of the team last year. He was a legitimate weapon, flipped the field consistently. And they've lost a game because of him. So there's just a lot of things that should be going right that have somehow spiraled sideways. The good news is fumbles were on point. Offensive penalties were on point. So it seems like maybe they fixed that. Now they got to fix the things that weren't supposed to come apart and have.
Yeah, it's
yeah. Well, I was just going to ask Nick about the injury list. It looks like a VIP list to get into the club because it is all of the marquee names. Like it's guys that wouldn't be showing up at the door. They go to the back door. They're on the VIP list. It is the who's who of your football team, and we saw it last week. I mean, there's added names, including Andy Dalton, to the latest injury report. I mean, Adam Troutman, we saw him leave the game. Like, what is the latest with all of these key players for the Saints?
Looks like Kevin White's going to be getting snaps again. I mean, really, that's just kind of where it's at. I don't think Olave should be back. I mean, that's one. He wasn't even listed on the report, so that says he cleared the protocol. I think he was really, really close. He progressed throughout the week. Friday, we saw him limited. They listed him as full. It didn't look like he was full in the portion of practice we were in. So he was close, but he just didn't quite get there. So I think getting him back is a huge thing for them. But, I don't think Mike Thomas is going to play. Marshawn Lattimore has there's a technical term for it, but it's basically a kidney bruise. I think he'll be back after Thursday night. Yeah, I'm reluctant to say Mike will be back after Thursday night, but that's kind of the talk right now. I think Jarvis is kind of in the same boat. I think Andy Dalton will be fine. People I heard from said he was walking around and looked okay yesterday. It didn't look like it was anything crazy. So I think he'll be able to play. But yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of star players. I think it's going to be very similar to last week, but plus Olave.
Nick, any prediction on Thursday?
Oh man, I can't pick the Saints in any game until I see them fix the stuff that's wrong with them. And I hate saying this, but I feel like they're better than a lot of these teams they're playing, but they just can't get out of their own way. So once they get out of their own way, I think that they can still win games. I just don't know if they're actually going to be able to accomplish that. The good thing for them is that the leaders in the division are 3-3. So the target might not be 10, 11 wins. You might just have to find a way to get to 9. There's still hope of doing that. But if they lose this game on Thursday night, I think it's really, really tough. I wonder how they're going to respond because I think the way they lost against the Bengals is tough. Like it felt like they should have won that game and then they self-imploded. And I think that's something that they're going to kind of try to have to rally against.
And you still can't forgive the Carolina loss. I mean, it was Matt Rule's one win in 11 games before he got fired. Okay, last one here, actually, Nick. Your just thoughts, reactions to watching CD Deuce do what he did in prime time. I know it caused a lot of pain to Saints fans. Like, I don't know how untenable he was making the situation, but it seems inexcusable now that you let that all go down like it did.
I take this both ways because I'm looking at him during that game and I'm thinking, man, like they could use him right now. I look at how they gave up 9 catches in the slot on Sunday, 9 out of 10 targets, just wide open basically the whole time. And you're thinking about him in that situation. And you're wondering, like, could there have been something that could have happened to change this? On the other hand, I've spent 6 weeks talking about accountability and how they need to have more. And in the instance where they showed accountability and made someone an example of kind of threatening their way of doing things and actually having consequences for that, it would be a little hypocritical to look at that and go back and say, they shouldn't have done this. But it's okay that they're letting everybody else get away with stuff. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. I still think with the new coach, you got a guy that's kind of acting out a little bit, causing friction in the locker room. It is important to get ahead of that. But yes, I think there is an element of you're looking at everything they've done now. And I think it's all on the table for questioning because there's a lot of stuff that feels like it was maybe not done and managed the right way. I think they assumed too much about the success of their team. They operated as if, consistently everything was going to be okay. They're moving their chips in on this season. This is a season where you're supposed to win. And, outside of the Olave move, a lot of the stuff they did has not worked. So
no.
I wouldn't criticize anyone for questioning it. It just, for me personally, I can't sit here and say that they're being too easy on everyone and then, shake my finger at them in this one spot. But I do wonder if there was a way to fix that and maybe if they could go back in time, if they would try to handle it a little bit differently.
A lot of pressure on DA to get this thing fixed before his past becomes the main talking point that anybody is going to mention. That past record. Nick Underhill, New Orleans Football is a site. Mike Triplett now on the team. Go sign up today. If you're a Saints fan, man, there is just no better site for all your coverage. Pelly's starting up too soon, Nick. Got to be a bit excited. I know y'all are starting to do more and more work on the Pelican front as well. We're looking for 5-5 in the first 10 games. Give me 5-5 in the first 10, and we will be ecstatic.
I need 7-3.
No, get the hell out of here, dude.
7-3.
Please. Just avoid going 2-8.
7-3.
7-3. Guys. When's the last time the Pelicans started 500?
I don't care. 7-3.
Just don't blow
Region
the
needs
season.
some hype, man. They need something down here. So just start with the excitement and maintain it through the whole season.
Zion
it would just be
said,
awesome.
I'm playing Wednesday.
5-5
That's
is
great.
hype.
We're 7-3. No, that's hype for you.
Oh, y'all are
mediocre
crazy.
is not hype for us.
Y'all are crazy. All right, Nick. You have a great day, dude.
Yeah, take it easy, guys.
Thanks, Nick.
Nick Underhill at Nick_Underhill.
How about the setup? I know you mentioned it.
Yeah, it looks great.
I mean, that camera. Well done.
Great camera. Well, and people are like, it's better than the studio cameras. Well, this studio has been around for a while now, right? And so camera technology improves
Danny's got
drastically.
This flashlight on top of me. I mean, maybe that has something to do with
studio.
it. Danny built it. He's the one who actually, the renderings, I saw him. He did it.
Well, way to go, Danny.
Yeah. This camera's outdated now, apparently.
All right. When we get back, more off the bench.
OTB.
I don't know.
OT. I didn't like that.
It's a very weird voice.
Sounded like Stitch.
Hannah means family. God, I don't like Lilo and Stitch at all, if I'm being honest, dude. Yeah.
God, you have such bad taste. In most things except cars.
I was about to say, me, the man in the murdered out Mini. I have bad taste.
I just said except cars.
And the beautiful 2020 Toyota Sienna minivan. I don't think so. Go into All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge today. Huge supporters of OTB. So if you love OTB, you love All-Star. Look, just go see what they can offer you, man. Just go pop in today. They're all right there off of Airline Highway. Start to have the conversation. See what they'll offer you for your vehicle, what they can offer you in terms of new, used, or leased vehicles. They're the best. All-Star Toyota.
Yeah, once you go to the website, buying, leasing, and renting. T-Bob mentioned the Murdered Out Mini. We've both leased vehicles from All-Star. We've both rented vehicles from All-Star. They are going to help you in all of those processes. Go to the website today, allstartoyota.batonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
They said I was small, weak, said my heart wasn't strong enough. But I showed them what heart looked like, again and again and again. Mom got me the right care, the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Don't let people tell you who you are. Show them the right card the right care.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill. Join me, Jimmy Out and Mike Delicano for the Tuesday edition of Game Time presented by Bet Rivers. We're at Dozy Place on Government Street in the heart of Mid-City. Game Time presented by Bet Rivers, 6 to 8 p.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
If you turned on Ren and Stimpy, you would not react like you just did with me. Danny's accusing me of liking every cartoon because I said that I didn't like what I don't know, one of them, and so now I'm making them name a cartoon and whether I like it or not. And I said that Ren and Stimpy, I liked it as a kid. I'm sure I don't know what it would be like today. And Jake, about busted through the wall.
Busted makes
happy, joy, happy, joy. That's what you love so much about it?
Dude, you used to be somebody that used to be like, you know what? I don't really like it, but I can see how now completely changed.
When did I ever say, even now, that I don't like Ren and Stimpy?
I'm talking about other stuff that we were talking about. You want me to bring? I'll bring to the table what you said during the break.
Yes, bring it to the table.
I don't do that.
Well, not if it's like something that could get me into trouble.
Exactly.
But like
that's what I'm saying.
What? Look.
Golly, nope, don't even
Lilo
do it.
And Stitch, the Lilo and Stitch fan base tend to be outlier people. I've been to a lot of Comic-Cons.
You're not the only person that's been to a Comic-Con.
Exactly.
Have you been to San Diego, the Comic-Con?
No, I wish.
Okay, I've been like 4 times.
Okay.
So you're not the gatekeeper on Comic-Cons.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
What I'm saying is there's in the Venn diagram of anime kids and Lilo and Stitch kids, there's a lot of crossover. And look, I love seeing the anime kids at Comic-Con because I feel like a lot of times they are on the outside and they get in those environments and suddenly it's everybody getting to share these passions together, and that's great. I have no passion for Lilo and Stitch whatsoever. And if somebody tells me that Lilo and Stitch is their favorite cartoon, I do judge them.
Mario said that. I'm pretty sure Mario. I'm pretty sure that's what Mario said.
My favorite. It's a great one.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Hawaiian Roller Coaster ride.
Hawaiian Roller Coaster is a banger. Hawaiian Roller Coaster is a great song. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
A whole resort is Lilo and Stitch themed or Hawaiian themed at Disney World.
Yeah, it's fine.
The chat does bring up that you do have questionable taste in movies.
You do.
Okay, name something that's questionable.
Everything.
Since everybody
literally everything and anything you like now.
Well, didn't you like the new Thor, right?
I said it was okay. I said it was very funny, but like pretty mid overall, which is exactly what it was.
Yeah, it was very.
I think it was awful.
It's kind of made, well, it's made awful not because of itself, but because of what Ragnarok was. And because it maybe could have been good. Like the Russell Crowe Zeus stuff is still very funny in that movie. It's just, and Christian
Bale's, movie as a whole,
Christian Bale's character like looks cool, and God Butcher could be cool, but he's just not.
See, I think he was like the only thing that was good in the movie.
He was. That's what I'm saying. His whole look and stuff was cool, but I don't know, man. It just, I kind of by the end of the movie had no idea what anybody was even fighting about. And I was just kind of like starting to fall asleep again. I was just like, I don't know what's going on really in this.
It was a complete flop by Marvel to even release that movie, in my opinion.
I mean, look, Marvel's got
they made a lot of money, so
not a flop.
Well, no, I mean like as far as like a product, like the movie,
they don't care.
Marvel's got bigger problems right now. Where even though like it's funny because I don't feel any anticipation for any Marvel movies whatsoever. But I've still really enjoyed some of them. Like, I still think Doctor Strange 2 was an absolute banger. I think that new Spider-Man was awesome. Like, the new Spider-Man was one of the most fun movies I've ever seen probably in my life. But I have just no excitement for anything that Marvel's telling me is coming out. Even though I do want to watch that Werewolf by Night thing on Disney Plus because I heard that's a great little Halloween homage to kind of Universal monster movies. You'll still have not done a very good job of proving that I have bad movie taste.
Last Jedi.
I don't even like Star Wars, and I know that one.
Well, but see, that's what y'all don't know.
Oh,
because if y'all actually,
I'm just saying what the chat says.
Yeah, I'm saying if you actually, and look at who you're trusting out of the chat there with that Last Jedi take, and then look at that guy's other opinions and see if you think that's who you want to stand with. The only people that still hate Last Jedi are those that, you know how people do this sometimes. You take an opinion that is so strong that you have to stick with it no matter what because of how much crap you talked. Like, those are the only people that still hate Last Jedi. Amongst the larger Star Wars fan base, Last Jedi is more and more readily accepted and celebrated every single year you get further from it, especially after the disaster of Rise of Skywalker. I thought Rings of Power was absolutely fantastic, but I'm not a great judge for Rings of Power because I'm obsessed with Lord of the Rings, and I thought it was like really, really good. Honoring both Tolkien, great production values, all that sort of stuff. Still, no more. You mean y'all cannot prove that I have bad movie taste. Still seems like I have the best movie taste in here. No,
yeah, you sure do.
I was just saying. That seems like what's going on. What were we supposed to talk about here?
I don't know. You're the host.
Wow, thanks. Do something. You know what? Play the Danger Witch video. Let's get a little bit of a palate cleanser as we let last night's losing quarterback try to convince us to eat Subway subs.
I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to actually order this and see.
Yeah, we got to get Mario to test it.
The serial killer part of it or the sandwich?
And yes, House of Dragons is awesome and Andor is incredible right now, y'all.
Here are all the dangerous ways. Danger Witch. I call this one the fork and knife. I call this one the blindfold. Big bite. The drop it low. The left-handed. Dual wielding. The upside down. Here comes the airplane. And the most dangerous of all, the rapper.
apologize to the audience for making y'all watch that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, your look of shock, Jake, is not.
What
It's
in
not
the
unfounded.
actual hell is that?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on.
Does he
anymore
not
in his
have
life.
a PR team
Somebody-
that should be like Russ?
He is surrounded by sycophants, obviously.
I mean, we've been told for a decade now that this was it.
Everyone needs somebody who's going to tell him no.
Oh my God, what is he doing?
Everyone
And he's
needs-
playing awful on the football field. He ain't cooking nothing. My God, that is terrible. We've seen some bad commercials from pro athletes. That might be the worst.
When he says the most dangerous, the rapper, they should just hard cut to Future. That's a little meme opportunity there for anybody who wants to hop on
The
that.
future jokes are the opposite of what I was saying about Jeffrey Dahmer. I need more of those. I've been seeing more of that lately,
Okay,
and they're
more
so
future
funny.
jokes. Bilbo says Russell's PR team is his church. Yes, they are all in the Church of Wilson, dude. Everybody who is surrounding him is just telling him, oh, this is great, man. Yeah, this is awesome. And look, honestly, you know what, Subway? You want to pay me to do this? I'll do this. Absolutely, 1,000%. I will cut these commercials for you to, if you want to pay me like you're paying Russell Wilson. But it's just, man, our guy cannot get out of the tailspin right now. It's the memes are constant and unending.
So are the losses. That's kind of what's making it so bad.
Wow, Survive says The Northman sucks. Couldn't finish that movie.
All right, now Survive. Now I can't go down that path with you.
Yeah, none of us can. Okay, it's a badass movie. What, Danny? You don't like it?
No, I was,
Say
just
something, dude.
I was just laughing at your response.
Be a man, dude. Say something. Look, do you think Danny likes Northman? I don't think he likes Northman, dude.
I do.
You want to get, bro? You want to get sent to Valhalla right now? We'll beat that ass. Come on, bro. Step up.
God, do you even Dunkirk?
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, T-Bob's the one who doesn't like Dunkirk.
That's not. That is.
Actually, he likes it. He doesn't like it as much as.
It doesn't have any emotion in it, so he hates Christopher Nolan because of that.
Dunkirk is a wonderful movie about a legendary escape, a legendary misstep on behalf of the Nazis as well.
Yep.
And the way that they play with time dilation is absolutely fantastic. And I did feel something with what happens to that kid in that boat. And I think it's fascinating that you make a war movie in which you never actually see an enemy soldier save for one tiny scene. So it's great in many, many ways. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's just not my favorite war movie of all time by any stretch. I like multiple movies.
So you hate it?
He hates it.
That's y'all saying that.
You hate it.
No.
Sounds like you do not. It sounds like you're saying it's mid.
Mm-hmm.
No, Dunkirk is not mid. You are saying that. I never said
You said
that.
you prefer every other war movie over it.
Okay, whatever. We're done. Kirk, let's go to break.
Don't give us that break.
OTB,
Don't break.
OT.
I'm done with the
Go
conversation.
to iticollege.edu. If you have superior movie taste like I do, but have been unable to transfer that movie taste into a solid career, well, the time to act is now, dude. Go to iTech College. And look, I'm being serious here, y'all. Best investment you can make in yourself in the state. That is proven actually by a Georgetown study in terms of what you would pay for school versus what you can expect to make. And look, the bottom line is that in 1 to 2 years, they are going to set you up for a career, Jake. No class on Fridays either. How about that? So check it out today. Remember, whether it's like drafting, instrumentation, anything like, they prepare you for jobs here in the Louisiana industry, and they can help place you into the jobs after you get your degree. Change your life today. ITI College.
Yeah, when you go to iticollege.edu, you will see that 7-acre campus over on Airline Highway that we always tell you about. Give admissions a call today. 877-591-1070. They're going to help you get to the finish line. iticollege.edu.
Professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studios podcast for the people. Download or subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance. This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ITI's got all these programs. Once I started and learned everything about the school, it was worth it.
The challenges that ITI presented me with, it allowed me to build myself up.
All because of ITI, I actually was able to get a job within 3 months before graduation in my field.
Get the hands-on training you need for the job you've always wanted. With so many companies hiring right now, it's the perfect time to come to ITI Technical College. Enroll today for a better life.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in-store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience.
Join us for a Tuesday edition of Hunt and Hill. Short week for the Saints. Sharif Ishak joins us to preview the Cardinals and a fall baseball update. Hunt and Hill, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
War movies that are better than Dunkirk. Well, obviously 1917.
Nope.
Full Metal Jacket.
Ooh.
Apocalypse Now. Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Thin Red Line.
Nope.
Okay. Platoon.
Oh, that's a good one.
Platoon definitely is.
Love
Don't even
Platoon.
try me.
I said I loved it.
And then finally, G.I. Jane. And then we probably get
Wait.
to... I'm just, okay. G.I. Jane was a joke.
Okay.
But all those other movies, then I would actually get to Dunkirk.
I agree to some of those.
On my list, that's where I would.
I agree with some of those.
Dunkirk.
Not all
would
of
be
them for
behind
sure.
it. All right. Pelicans starting up tomorrow. How are we feeling about tomorrow? NBA starting tonight. Who plays tonight?
Warriors and Lakers are the late game, and 76ers Celtics the first game.
Okay, right on. Mario, you had a pretty interesting thread that you linked us to talking about Ben Simmons versus Brandon Ingram. I'll just let you kind of set it up.
Yeah, so shout out to at Crescent City Sports on Twitter, actually at CC Hoops Nola, who randomly put up a Brandon Ingram thread a couple days ago, and it basically just talks about how he handled the adversity with the Lakers, his first team, versus how Ben Simmons handled the adversity with the Nets, his first team. And it's interesting because Ben Simmons, number 1 overall pick in 2016. Brandon Ingram was the number 2 overall pick in 2016. And he breaks it down in the thread. Like, do you remember everything that went down with the trade? Like, we remember the Pelicans' point of view, but when LeBron was trying to, trade for Anthony Davis, They had like fans at other arenas, like Pacers fans chanted, "LeBron's gonna trade you" when Brandon Ingram was shooting free throws.
They're like 19 years old.
Yeah, so his executives were saying things. They were actually trying to make the trade. The fans were saying things, and Ingram just kept his head down. He's now had 4 different NBA coaches throughout his career, and look at how he responded to adversity. He got his team without their best player to the playoffs, had success. Ben Simmons took criticism from fans, from his executives, from coaches, and just quit basketball. So it's interesting to kind of see the comparison as they prepare to play each other on Wednesday night.
Just quit basketball while still making hundreds of millions of dollars.
Unreal.
Really, I mean, finessing the system.
Brandon Ingram also learned how to shoot.
Well, one thing about Brandon Ingram is it is common knowledge that he is a grinder, that like he works his ass off, right? There's all the great stories about he gets down to New Orleans. He's doing like year-round 2-a-days basically on his own time, that all this man wants to do is be in the gym working on his craft. And it's the 10,000 hours Malcolm Gladwell thing. Like, yeah, if you do something for 10,000 hours, you're going to get way better at it. And Brandon Ingram is, way past the 10,000 hour mark at this point.
But think about LeBron, the best player in the NBA, being the best player on your team and basically just throwing you under the bus when all that was going down.
It could have crushed you mentally.
Yeah, and all the pictures that come out, like this is in the age of social media. There was a picture of LeBron on the bench, like completely disassociated from the team. Like there's 4 seats between him and Brandon Ingram. I think Danny's trying to pull it up right now. Like stuff like this, I don't want to say it like it's intentional from LeBron, but like Brandon Ingram has to deal with that. And it does make you think a little bit about Ben Simmons, kind of similar roles, right? Just one guy responding much better.
That's okay, though, because now our guy B.I. is the unquestioned leader. I cannot wait to wear my Brandon Ingram jersey tomorrow. He is the leader of this Pelicans team. But did he draw the best Pelican? That remains to be seen. Danny, can we play this? Can we play this video? I thought I saw somebody clicking on it, so I didn't say anything. Look in the 9:30. Who drew the best Pelicans?
Oh, yeah.
Get this ready to roll as we celebrate the return tomorrow. Oh wait, so is Ben Simmons actually going to play though?
Right now, I think the plan is for him to play.
What?
Yeah, I know Nash has been really tempering the expectations and saying that like he's really gonna have to ease himself in. But yeah, I mean, he better be ready to play. Jesus.
Dude, he hadn't played since Jesus was a boy. Like, what's going on here?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
He misses one shot, he's going to mentally break down.
He's been playing in the preseason. His first game, he had 2 points, 6 assists, fouled out in 13 minutes.
Didn't Steve Nash, what?
Yes.
Fouled out?
Fouled out in 13 minutes. He had more fouls than he had points.
Wait. Fouled out of an NBA game in 6 fouls in 13 minutes?
Yes.
Is he trolling?
I think so.
Like, is that just a way?
Does he hate basketball?
Is that
Looks
a way
like
of,
it.
I mean, seriously,
like,
does he hate basketball?
I mean, honestly, I know we're joking, but like, probably deep inside, a little. Like, I'm sure that his relationship with basketball is not great.
Here's the thing. We saw this from LSU. Like, it's extrapolated, but this should not be a surprise, I think, if you've been watching Ben Simmons.
Did we, though? Because at LSU,
Yes.
I always thought he got a bit of a hard rap. Like, I mean, he averaged like 18, 10, and 5.
I disagree, but the production was still there. But you talk about BBL King all the time, Kyler Murray. That was very, very apparent. And then the off-court stuff. Like, he didn't even have the grades to qualify for the Wooden Award. You only need like a 2.0. You just have to show up. You don't have to do well. You just have to show up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I was Ben Simmons, if I would have showed up for class either, though. If I'm just being completely real.
Maybe not, but you see that behavior continue now as a professional. Like, it
That's
didn't look like a big deal at the time, but clearly that's his attitude in life.
Bit of a red flag. What did Zion have at Duke? 4-0?
No, but he was eligible for the awards. He
I think
definitely
he
had
had
a
4-0, dude. I'm just saying 4-0. Let's hit the video. Here are the
I'm
Pelicans.
going to give you 30 seconds. You're going to draw your best Pelican.
I'm gonna draw a Pelican?
Yeah.
Oh my God, mine's gonna be the worst. Yo, we're gonna try.
Atta boy Herb.
Big beat. Let's do that. Yeah.
And done.
Oh God. All right.
Danny,
Y'all ready? Damn. This look bad. It might be the best. I'm not gonna lie. Why y'all laughing at my Pelican, bro? This is my Pelican. I kind of like it, I ain't gonna lie. I want to see everybody else's since y'all so laughing at mine. Ta-ta.
Hey.
I didn't give me a chance. Some slight, you know.
Oh.
Where's the weekend?
You look pretty straight. I didn't have time for it. I was trying to figure out, I was trying to draw this part. She said time, and I barely got the eye off.
Jose, dude.
Art takes time.
Alvarado's Pelican is like modern abstract art. It is a Pelican only in the vaguest sense of the word. Was it Jackson Hayes that actually had a sneaky good one?
Hernan Gomez, I think.
Yeah, Gomez.
Are those? Well, maybe we're talking about different ones. All right. When we get back, let's close the show. A little Ask the Bench.
OTB, OT.
I want you to
Picture this. You're trying to hire someone or buy something, and you click on their website.
Go to Riverlands Insurance, riverlandsinsurance.com. Hit up Thomas Thomas and Megan. Email today as, Hernan Gomez. Yeah, we had the best one. There you go. Hit up Thomas email today. Jake's going to give you a cell phone number and see how much money Riverlands can save you. Just recently here, they on auto policy alone, they say they got for $3,000, and they looked at everything else, $4,000 a year. Guys, that's an entire vacation, that's savings. So if you're looking for the best combination of the policy that you need for your business, for your home, for your auto, a lot of times, Jake, your home insurance just rolled into your mortgage. You have no idea if you're actually getting screwed over or not. Let Thomas check for you. Call up Thomas email at Riverlands Insurance today.
Hey, when you call him, we can promise you he is going to answer. He's going to help you right there on the spot. So pick up the phone, call 225-206-1517. That's 225-206-1517.
You're an attorney, Chris Pratt.
T-Bob, you've heard me talk about how playing football at LSU taught me the importance of having the right game plan. Well, just as important is the ability to execute that game plan in order to obtain victory for my clients. You want and deserve an attorney who knows the players, the rules, and the right plays to call, and who you can count on to perform under pressure in the courtroom. Over the past 20 years, I have worked hard to earn the respect of our judges, prosecutors, and my fellow attorneys. So whether you have been arrested for a DWI or you have been injured in an accident, I want to help you in your time of need. Call me, attorney Chris Perrette, at the law offices of O.C. Brown.
That number's 343-1111.
If you're in office equipment sales or a printer technician having trouble finding work due to product delivery issues, call Scott Bailey Enterprises. They have equipment in stock now.
Marca. Don't pay over MSRP. Come on down to Corvell Toyota and choose your new Toyota today. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
3 people walk into a bar. The first 2 order the same old marks. The third, Nuevo Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer. Crafted with real lime juice and a crisp tequila flavor. Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana.
Sean Salisbury stops by for his weekly visit. We'll talk SEC with Peter Burns. Join us for Tuesdays, AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Congratulations to Lenny Debussillon of Ponchatoula. Lenny is our Week 7 winner in the 2022 Twin Peaks College Football Pick'em Contest, and he wins a $50 Twin Peaks gift card. Don't forget to make your picks for Week 8 by 5 p.m. on Thursday. Play the 2022 Twin Peaks College Football Pick'em today at 1045ESPN.com.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Go to Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com. Patientplusuc.com. Go check it out today. All your urgent care needs. Patient Plus, get in, get better. Best facilities, all your occupational medicine needs. Go see them at Mid-City, Maine. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Busy, Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Wheat. Ask the Bench, favorite go-to ice cream for a late-night snack?
So, my father-in-law just got the boys an actual ice cream maker.
Hey, nice.
And Katie knows how to make custard with it, which is my favorite. So she's been making homemade custard.
Oh, that's
hard to beat.
Custard. What you got, Danny?
We all know T-Bob is vanilla.
Well, I love
Nothing
vanilla.
else.
But I think this is more of a question of like what brand do you want? If we're just talking flavors, either chocolate chip cookie dough or vanilla.
The little cup of Bluebells, like the individual ones. I
Ooh,
could,
yeah.
I could eat like 17 of those.
I agree.
I can see that. And I'm not, my kids love those. I'm not even hating on you. I can see it though.
I had some of those on Sunday when the Saints lost, and I was sad. Not gonna
Chocolate
lie.
or vanilla?
Chocolate. Vanilla's good too.
The chocolate hits though.
Ask the Bench, what's the best sports comedy movie?
Major League.
I was about to say Major League is definitely up there. I mean, for
so
me,
many great moments in Major League.
For me in my life, I'm trying to think, is it maybe The Replacements, the one that I liked the most growing up? Certainly probably the one that I've seen the most. Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2. Those are the hockey movies, right? Or no,
I thought Hot Shots was Charlie Sheen.
No, Hot Shots is Charlie Sheen. That's like never mind. That's I'm thinking of is it Slapshot? I don't know.
I'm thinking of basketball. What are you talking about here?
Baseball. Good comedy. Good sports.
Last Dance doesn't really fit that category, but
So don't answer it.
There's so many comedic moments. So many comedic moments in Last Dance.
So don't answer it.
Last Dance is not a sports comedy.
But between Dennis Rodman pointing and saying,
That's
gotta
all
go
I got.
here
And
and
we got an all-time good meme.
and the
with
old guy
Rodman doing
gambling
this
against
thing.
LeBron and winning the coin toss or against Jordan.
Okay, a couple good memes. That is fair, but that does not make it a comedy.
Yeah, that's not a comedy.
Like Dahmer's not a comedy because we got a meme out of it.
Your mom's not a comedy.
Marcus,
Danny, you gonna take that?
He's mad. Yeah, dude, defend your woman, Danny.
Wow, man.
Jeez, dude.
So does he even mean anything to you?
Wow, I'm gonna tell my mom she didn't even stand up for her, Danny. You're done. You're never sleeping in that bed again. Favorite type of taco? It's Taco Tuesday after all. Danny?
Al Pastor. Al Pastor tacos are
Yeah, we've probably had this conversation like 17,000 times. I love a fried fish street taco. A little habanero. Or a little salsa verde. A little green sauce. Ooh. So tasty.
I don't like that sound one bit. I actually hate it.
Ooh, I'm a little hungry now. Favorite sandwich topping? Mayonnaise.
Cheese.
Cheese. Salt and pepper. Gotta season it.
Onions.
If you could pick one topic, T-Bob, you choose mayonnaise.
No, I choose meat. If it was just one topic.
No,
I thought that's a given, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I'd go mayo over cheese. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, 100%. Hashtag ask the bench, which penalty would you change in the NFL? Roughing the passer. I think is what we're supposed to answer there.
Yeah, roughing the passer is bad.
I would do no holding on offensive linemen. Oh, Waterboy. Great sports comedy as
That's
well.
what I said.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
I mean, Caddyshack.
Caddyshack, yeah.
Oh,
jeez.
I love Unnecessary Roughness. Necessary Roughness.
Talladega Nights.
Oh, Talladega Nights, good one.
Ask the Bench.
Semi-Pro. Jackie Moon.
Semi-Pro.
Favorite war-themed video game?
Call of Duty.
Which one, though?
Modern Warfare 2.
I think I personally liked Black Ops 1 and 2 the best.
I like 1942, the game.
Oh, look at you, the old head. Little Battlefield 1942.
Yeah.
Very tight game at the time, dude.
Yeah.
Very, very tight. Mario?
Call of Duty, the most recent one.
The most recent one.
One
Great
of
answer,
those
Mario.
Throw you out of the studio. Go to Page Plus Urgent Care, PagePlusUC.com.
OTB, OT.
It freshly mixes your favorite spirits with a cocktail capsule to create the perfect.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ITI's got all these programs. Once I started and learned everything about the school, it was worth it.
The challenges that ITI presented me with, it allowed me to build myself up.
All because of ITI, I actually was able to get a job within 3 months before graduation in my field.
Get the hands-on training you need for the job you've always wanted. With so many companies hiring right now, it's the perfect time to come to ITI Technical College. Enroll today for a better life.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance. This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.